WMMR.
Just a heads up. Thank you for bringing this up, Nick, that our YouTube streaming is having issues, so we are not doing it today. Or are we?
No, we have an update. For Rodney and Nick Murphy have been working on it together, so I believe it should be up and running momentarily.
Really?
According to Nick Murphy. Yeah, all right.
I'm looking at live video right now, Nick.
Nick Murphy says, Rodney to the rescue. He did some wizard crap, and now we're good. We're live now. So, YouTube is up and going.
How about that?
So if you were missing that feed, you can now check it out live on our YouTube channel, and feel free, a little peek into the studio. All right, while you're getting over there, we'll do the Bizarre File.
Now, WMMR presents Preston and Steve's Bizarre File.
Brought to you this morning by Live Casino and Hotel, Philadelphia, voted best overall gaming resort in Pennsylvania. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. Police, wait, you know what? Man. I forgot I had this at the top of the stack. You guys saw it. It's messed up. It's a local story.
God, yeah.
Should I pass this along?
Do it.
Police who walked in on a man who was in the process of decapitating his girlfriend inside an apartment in Delaware County Friday morning.
God.
It was just horrible. Officers responded around 5 a.m. to multiple 911 calls from neighbors about a domestic argument in the apartments of South Springfield Road in Clifton Heights. After knocking on the door and getting no answer, a responding officer looked through the side window and saw a man attempting to behead the victim.
Oh, my God.
The county district attorney's office had later said that she was decapitated. The suspect, who is in his 30s, was using a large knife to try and dismember the body. Police said the man had been trying to do this to hide the evidence of killing her. The pair had broken up, but were still living together. The victim had severe trauma to the head and neck. The man surrendered to police without further incident. They said that the police who actually were there and saw this are going to have to go through some counseling.
How could you not?
After seeing that. So that was messed up. I don't know why I said that at the top of the Bizarre File. I had it there in case I wanted to go to it.
Was that the best story of the lot?
No. It was just the most intense story.
All right.
Let's go to a more Bizarre File-like story that you guys will like, I think. In an ongoing series of recent fights at Walt Disney World, police arrested 2 drunk guests on multiple charges. They apparently, the problems began small at first when they tried to go back to their hotel. These ladies, they were staying off Disney property. Their phone died. Disney security helped them call an Uber. The Uber driver refused to take them because he worried they were too drunk. The women argued while waiting for a taxi, and their night unraveled. The older sister called the younger sister a bad mom and slapped her.
You are a bad mother.
The young sister threatened to punch her in return. Sheriff's office got a dispatch about the fight happening. Apparently, the young sister was screaming and crying when they arrived near Cirque du Soleil, and she was wearing only underwear and sandals at that point.
What a magical day.
Deputies soon learned the whole story of what happened. Both females, according to a report, were screaming at each other. The security manager said one female was sitting on a bench while the second female was standing over her. After attempting to calm the situation, the security manager said one of the females slapped the other in the face. At that point, both females began punching, slapping, and pulling each other's hair. The security manager pulled the 2 drunk guests apart. This is the part that I like. Once separated, both sisters ran at each other, slipped in the younger sister's vomit,
Awesome.
and then fell into the bushes while still fighting. The security manager stated the younger sister ran a few feet and took off her dress, exposing her breasts. Shortly after, they began to punch each other again. The security manager and another cast member who witnessed the fight were able to separate the 2 again until the off-duty deputies arrived on scene.
Yeah, officer, I saw the whole thing.
The report noted that Disney did not have video surveillance of the drunken naked brawl. And when the deputies questioned the younger sister, the report said she only wanted to talk about how she didn't like her sister's boyfriend. So they were arrested for domestic violence, battery, disorderly intoxication, which are misdemeanor crimes. Neither woman sustained any injuries.
How do you get that angry at Disney World?
During the encounter.
It's magical.
The North Carolina Department of Agriculture launched an investigation after a citizen shared a photo of a massive pile of dead birds. The photo shows a mound of dead birds in a field surrounded by a wooded area. Over the weekend, it was unclear what happened to the animals or how they ended up there. However, a reporter named Gilbert Baez is beginning to piece together clues after speaking with one of the truck drivers hired to dispose of them. The truck driver from Rob's Trucking who wanted to remain anonymous, says his company was hired to take the dead chickens to the Sampson County landfill.
They were chickens?
Yes, he said his company was hired by Valley Proteins, but he's not sure if they were responsible for putting the chickens there. As buzzards circled overhead, the team...
Everyone to receive a funeral ceremony, and I want a gravestone placed to the head of each one of those goddamn chickens.
have been removing dead chickens for more than a week.
What? Oh, okay, so we're
That's
looking
how
at
many there were.
We're looking at the pile. That is one
Five-
big pile of chickens.
500 to 600 dead chickens. It is a pile about 30 feet long of raw dead animals.
Is it like a Jim Jones chicken that led them all, or what happened?
They believe that whoever brought them there likely thought that it was remote enough that it would be okay to dump them. But they said they have had problems in the past as well, and it affects the quality of the air. They said it really stinks out there.
Sure.
Story out of Florida. A school bus driver was arrested, accused of driving drunk while students were on board. 60-year-old Mark McNeil is accused of driving the school bus drunk with 40 students from Buddy Taylor Middle School on board.
Get aboard.
The sheriff said that McNeil's blood alcohol level was 4 times the legal limit.
Jeez.
No children
Where do you kids want to go?
were hurt. And according to the office, McNeil arrived at work Wednesday afternoon smelling of alcohol. A coworker reported it to a supervisor, but by that time, McNeil had already driven off. He was in the wrong school bus as well.
See you later. I can drive with my knees.
He went to Buddy Taylor Middle School to pick up the students, and he was going to transport them home. Deputies said McNeil picked up 40 students, began his route. School officials said that they tried multiple times to get him to pull over using the bus's radio, but he ignored it.
These poor kids.
Eventually, the sheriff's office said school officials caught up with McNeil and managed to get him to stop the bus. And when he opened the door to get out of the bus, he fell out of the door and landed on the ground.
Jesus Christ.
McNeil was taken to the hospital where deputies said he tried to run away but was quickly arrested after that. All right, this one's messed up, man. Pakistani officials are hunting a, quote, sorcerer who apparently hammered a nail into the head of a pregnant woman, narrowly missing her brain. And there was a reason behind this. The faith healer's actions appear to have been part of an effort to guarantee the mother had a baby boy.
So you drive a nail into her head?
That's apparently what you do.
All right.
A doctor made the remarkable claim on Wednesday as an image emerged of an X-ray showing a nail sticking out of the woman's forehead.
Do you want a girl? I have a Phillips head screw.
Faith healers whose questionable practices are rooted in mystic Sufi lore are common across Pakistan, despite the disapproval of many, including some schools of Islam.
Jeez.
In South Asia, a son is widely believed to offer better financial security to parents and daughters.
If you can stand the nail in the head.
So the woman arrived at the hospital after trying to extract the nail herself with pliers. The doctor, Haider Khan, explained she was fully conscious but was in immense pain. Dr. Khan ended up removing the object. He said the mother of 3 daughters said that she was pregnant with another girl. An X-ray showed the 2-inch nail had pierced the top of the woman's forehead, but did not hit her brain. So she already apparently knew she was pregnant with a girl and thought that the nail in the head would change the sex of the baby, according to this sorcerer.
I just want to be clear on this. This is a magical nail, right?
Dr. Khan said a hammer or another heavy object had been used to knock it in. The woman had initially
There might be some pain.
told hospital staff, you may feel some discomfort with this.
You're going to feel a sharp pinch as I drive a nail into your head.
So she told the hospital that she had hammered the nail into her head herself on the faith healer's advice, but later said that he had performed the act.
You got to let a professional do it.
Police are trying to track down the victim in an attempt to find the healer. Wow.
Gah.
That is what
Did it work?
In the bizarre file for you this morning. No, I'm afraid.
Came out a girl still?
It was unsuccessful. I
You
don't know if
can't
she
trust
had
nails
birthday.
these days.
All right, and there you go. We're going to take a break. We'll come back in a second. We chatted a bit about the game and the halftime show, but we didn't dive into the commercials yet.
Yeah.
So we'll take a peek at those when we get back. Stay with us.
Preston and Steve on 93.3 WMMR.
Preston and Steve's latest Daily Rush video answers, a couple of personal questions about Kathy Romano. What exactly are we talking about? Head over to WMMR.com and discover this one for yourself.
Let's talk sleep number beds. Let's talk
Had a
about you, my
story the
friend,
other
and those
day
problems you've been having.
about a home
coloring procedure that you can do for hair.
Yeah.
And we're going to try it out today. We're going to give this a shot. Should I reveal what
by all
it is?
means.
Apparently, you can color your hair with Nutella. You know, the dip, the chocolatey hazelnut dip.
I love it. It's one of my absolute favorite things to eat. And so you've always had an issue with...
I used to dye my beard because I have a gray beard and I have darker brown hair, little tufts of gray.
Yes,
but
distinguished.
But anyhow, and so it's a stark contrast between the two. And I used to dye it, and then I found out that I'm allergic to the hair dye.
Yeah.
And I mean, like
painful
burns on my face. I should have shaved today. Damn it, I didn't do it. I have a little bit of...
Well, what do you...
No, that's
if you
okay. I
shave,
feel like
okay?
you need
All
it.
right.
I want it longer.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Anyway.
I'm the stylist in this, by the way.
Okay, yeah, Kathy is going to be a stylist. So we're going to try dyeing my beard with Nutella today.
So Kathy's going to nut all over your face.
She's going to nut on my face.
Well, there's this. It looks like in the video, anyway, if this even works, is that there's some condensed milk. So yeah, I might
lick your face, dude.
Okay.
I might be licking your face.
You want to start with that? It'll look like you
I know.
Kathy's nutting all
totally glazed me. Anyhow, so we're going to try this out today, and we'll see if it works or not. Ooh, Kathy is putting on rubber gloves.
Oh. Ooh.
What are we doing here?
I think we're getting a rectal search.
Call Dr. Mike.
Hello, sir. What are we going to do here today?
Oh, we're doing
the
role
full
play.
treatment. Yeah.
Role play.
All right,
Well,
you're a border guard.
I wanted to darken up my beard a little bit. You know, it's kind of salt and pepper, but I'm allergic to chemicals, so I need something a little more natural.
Oh, I know what we can do. I have Nutella and something that looks like man juice.
I
Man
love
juice,
that stuff. Man juice and Nutella. Let's give it a try. All right, hang on.
And Kathy came with all the professional equipment, a garbage bag, which has a hole punctured in it that she's putting over Preston's head.
We don't want you to get dirty.
It's a nice little smock. It barely covers your shoulders.
So I'm going to have to leave my headphones off, right? Yeah, because you're going to get up here.
Yeah, come on, man. What are you, a professional? What?
Do you have a brush?
So we're just going to have you tilt your head back a little bit.
Ooh.
All right, now lean in a little more to the microphone,
like
Kathy.
that?
You're going to have to rub your breasts on Preston's face.
No, it's as far as...
All right, so we have a mixture. Is it a mixture of Nutella and half and half?
Well, no. So it's Nutella, and then you just take the condensed milk and you kind of sprinkle it on his face afterwards. That's what the video does. So that's
This
what
is
I'm
like
gonna
a
do.
bad gay porn movie.
All right, I got it a little closer now.
This is really bad.
Can I get a scalp massage, too, while you're back there?
Listen, we don't do that here.
No, that's
Shocking.
that's the hair equivalent of a handy.
Okay.
I thought you were going to be...
It's just a hand.
using like a brush, like a...
She's
I got a brush.
she's using a spoon.
We got to put it on first.
All right, so she's now ladling the Nutella, which is thick, man.
Yeah, how do you not just want to
Oh my God,
eat it right
this
away?
looks like a sequel to Two Girls in a Cup.
Awesome.
All right, so she's spreading it on his beard. He's eating the Nutella. It's disgusting. Oh my God.
Casey.
All right, so the Nutella is being.
You got, now, Preston, you got a little... in your-
It looks like someone
teeth.
crapped on your chin.
Now listen.
Oh
right.
my
Video,
God,
he does
Chuck
like-
Berry would be all over this.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
does patches. So I'm going to do
Save
patches,
that to the hard drive.
and then I'm going to rub it in.
All right, so he's got dollops of what appear to be crap on his beard. It's Nutella, though. Are you putting that in his nose?
Oh, my God.
Don't you want your mustache done?
It's
God, what a
the
soothing
size
voice.
of a dog turd.
She's got a can of condensed milk. How are you going to pour that on his
That's what they
beard?
did in the video.
You got to pour it lightly because it's a full, wide open can.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my
What
God.
are you doing?
She's.
What are you doing?
What?
It's hot.
Dude.
Oh my God.
You're tied to
Oh
that.
my God. She poured like an
It's going down-
9 ounces.
it's
It's
going
going
down my
down his
Take
neck.
it off and rub it in together.
That is a filthy mess.
Oh, okay, now she's rubbing it in. Okay.
This.
Because he had a giant
mix it up.
glob.
What do they call this? This swirl, this frothy swirl that occurs after backdoor stuff.
I don't know.
They don't call it.
Is that felching? No, that's with the straw.
Schmegma.
No.
Oh my God, this looks
Ew, the
disgusting.
condensed milk is making the Nutella like
Yummy.
gross looking. And
No, this is not yummy. This is weird.
Oh, well, there we go.
Yeah, it's coming in together nicely.
Get up on the sideburns there, Kathy.
well, okay.
Yeah, you can do sideburns.
All right.
I mean, yeah, I mean, because it's right now, it really does look like someone took a full-blown dump on your face. It really does. But this is, okay, so when you're done nutting on his face. Let us know when you need to. How long does it need to sit for?
That's the mystery. I don't know, Kathy.
Like 2 hours.
That's it.
Is this just a practical joke from the Nutella world?
Seriously, I think it might be because this condensed milk is really making the consistency of the Nutella disgusting.
Well, I always wanted a pearl necklace, and now I have one. I'm breaking out my camera. I'm going to put it in.
This is part of the one DJ in a dumpster.
No, you know who I look like? Yukon Cornelius, man.
Yes.
Nothing.
If this turns out to be an elaborate practical joke, it's a good one.
It is a good one.
Because we fell for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not like there's a bad ending in this.
Right.
You look like this looks like the last scene in the most horrific gay porn ever made.
Yeah, I'm a mess.
It's called Taco Tuesday.
You've got.
Did I get some on my headphones?
You did.
Damn it.
I know.
Where-
It's
I didn't. I tried. Oh, yeah.
no, Preston did it. It wasn't. It's
you're
not
right.
you, Kath.
He's licking them off.
I'm just trying to see if
How long?
if there is a if it says how long. So let me just check here.
So this is a beauty hack. If this works, you might have something here, Preston. I would do it. I would not do it this way. So we're going to do a post Nutella reveal.
I'm wearing a Michael Jackson mask.
And by the way,
he brought me into the bathroom when I was wiping off the Nutella from my beard, which we were trying to use as hair dye in case you were just tuning in.
this looks all right. So if you didn't hear that, he's wearing a Michael Jackson mask currently because we're going to get a reveal on air. He had Nutella in his beard as a dyeing agent, and we're going to find out if it works. I will tell you what? You look better with that Michael Jackson mask than Michael Jackson ever looked.
It's white Michael Jackson, by the way.
Okay, so you guys ready?
Yeah.
All right, so
before we before we reveal, you took a peek. Any feelings before you reveal to us?
No.
Okay.
I'm going to let you guys take a look. I don't want to tip the hand.
All right, so we
Okay.
can get a drum roll case?
Yeah, here we go.
All right, Michael. Reveal.
And here we go.
So the exact same.
Not a damn thing.
Well, your skin is a little dyed on the cheeks.
It's nothing.
Nothing.
It's nothing.
Literally
anything.
nothing. It is a complete lie.
Damn it.
Jack Nicholson has been enjoying a much quieter life since his last significant acting role in 2010, which was How Do You Know?
Which he shot here.
That's correct. But now his longtime friend and Easy Rider co-star Peter Fonda says that the legendary actor is retired.
Like retired.
At the age of...
I beg your pardon?
He's retired at the age of 79. Fonda said, I think he is basically retired. I don't want to speak for him, but he has done a lot of work, and he's done very well as a person financially.
What kind of project do you think would get him out of retirement and acting again? And I have something in mind. Monster Trucks 2.
Oh, really?
Wait a second. There's an actual monster in the... Oh, that's perfect.
No, I think Connery's up for that role, Steve.
Yeah, this thing just puked in the glove compartment. It's all right. It's just a monster. It's very benign and benevolent. Kind of reminds you of like a whale or something. But it's got tentacles. I don't know what the hell it is. It's a disgrace.
So it's a buddy movie.
Yeah, that's it.
Well, Connery...
I can't even put my drink in the cup holder because the monster's tentacle is blocking it. Calm down, you old idiot.
But Connery, he retired a few years back as well. And I think it's just Jack's time to do the same thing. You know,
God,
they both have a huge body of work, and
you can't say Jack Nicholson hasn't lived.
So there is controversy in the offices of WMMR. I've heard. I've heard. Chuck's cereal bowl has gone missing.
What?
The second one.
Again. Yes. Chuck's first cereal bowl went missing a few months ago. Now, the thing about this bowl, there was nothing special about it.
It wasn't handed down from grandparents.
Well, no. I mean, in its appearance. It was just a plastic, yellowish...
Faded yellow
bowl.
Well, you might even walk past it on a shelf.
But when I say nothing special in appearance, does not mean that it was not special to him. Because, Chuck, this was a cereal bowl from your childhood?
I didn't know we were doing this today.
Sorry, but
are you emotionally prepared for this?
The first one that went missing, I've probably been eating cereal out of that bowl since I was 6.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Why would you bring that to work, though?
Because I love that bowl.
All right.
And it's where I eat my cereal.
So you had the first bowl goes missing. How does that happen? Take us through that.
It wasn't there.
Yeah.
How do you know? Where did you leave it? Where was it?
Probably in the kitchen.
It was probably on top of the microwave.
I probably do that once a week for the past 150 years.
What you've done what once a week?
Left it in the kitchen, or I grab it the next day.
I've seen it on top of the microwave.
Yeah,
Chuck, son, it's not your fault.
It's not. I know it's not my fault.
It's not your fault.
I know, and I'm going to burn this place down.
I don't blame it, Kat. I totally do not subscribe to this, Kathy.
Do not leave it out there. If it's your things and you want to keep an eye on it, you don't want somebody to take it, don't leave it out in a community area.
Listen, I'm here at MMR where we're all family, I mean, come on.
We're all family. Somebody's using it. Someone else is using it.
Kathy.
Someone else is using the family bowl.
Kathy.
Yeah.
I agree. You see a sweet bowl like that,
you want to get your hands
you're
on
gonna
it.
take it.
It's gotta be mine.
I don't care who owns it.
All right.
I don't care if it's the CEO of Beasley. I'm grabbing a sweet bowl like that.
Well, here's the deal.
Somebody did, right?
Here's the deal. I don't think anybody took the bowl.
You don't.
Oh,
No.
Casey has a theory on this, by the way.
I think somebody threw,
And it begins in Mesopotamia.
Well, and the word was, the way Casey set it up to me, he's like, I know what happened, and it's BS.
It is BS.
Well, and I think I know too.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think I know who it is.
Yeah, no, I know who it is. So here's the deal. Chuck, before, I thought somebody took your bowl. But today, I think your first bowl was thrown away. I think your second bowl was thrown away as well.
Because it was left.
Because it was left in the sink. Now, here's where I have the problem, right?
All right,
Because I
so-
understand you're going to leave stuff.
Super Bowl last night. We broke down a bit of the game, bit of the halftime performances, chatted about that good stuff. Everything seemed to go pretty solid in that realm. But how about the commercials last night?
Here's my assessment. A lot of middle of the road stuff. Nothing that really jumped out and and we've been looking for this over the past couple of years, which are they going to return to the big, the thing that's going to be the buzz commercial? Some clever stuff, some entertaining stuff, but everything was fairly safe. They seem to rely a lot on star power, all of the things, and also a lot of cryptocurrency, a lot of movie trailers, and a lot of EVs, electric vehicles.
Yeah, a lot of EVs. I tell you what, you talk about the big buzz thing, the big, I hate that. I was so glad to not see any of that last night.
Yeah.
You know what I can't stand? I can't stand the forced.
The forced.
Here's our catchphrase.
Yeah.
Here's a dilly for you. Here's all that stuff.
They strangled that one.
And they didn't do it. And me personally, I appreciated that. I can't stand it. It's like, okay, here's what we get to be saying for the next 6 months.
Right.
But because it hasn't, or whatever it is.
And it hasn't worked over the past. They've caught lightning in a bottle periodically, but then I agree with you 100%. That attempt to force it, there were some surprises, and I might as well ask, of all of them, what one stands in your mind as the one that you immediately said, okay, here's the winner?
Yep, without question. It was the simplest one, and I texted you guys about it last night.
Right.
The product was a cryptocurrency, and it was called Coinbase, and I thought it was brilliant marketing. It was just that QR code that moved like a DVD menu, that would move around. It changed colors. There was music playing, and I'm sitting there watching it. It's going for like 15 seconds, and I'm waiting, and I'm like, well, now I got to get up and go see what this is. So I walked up, I took my phone, it comes up, and as I was doing, I'm like, they just made you. Get up from your chair, walk over to the screen, put your phone up to it. I'm like, that's brilliant. Because what it did is it sent traffic, it sent millions of people at the exact same time going to the same location. Now, I didn't care once I got to the website. I'm like, oh, this doesn't interest me. But
you had to find out.
They got my foot in the door. And part of advertising, that is step one. You get their foot in the door. I thought it was brilliant.
And
I thought it was absolutely brilliant.
It bounced around the screen long enough for you to do that. Like you said, get up and go over to the TV. I was sitting there, and Jace went, what is that? And I looked, and I same thing. Watched for a second, and then I was like, okay, I got to scan it, and exact same thing, like you just said.
Because it went
Millions of
on.
people.
It might have been 60 seconds. They may have paid for a 60 because it was on
I think
for a
it
while.
was.
You know what a 30 was going for? I heard as high as $7 million for a 30-second ad.
There was a moment where it ended up in the corner, which I cheered about. The little thing, it bounced it directly into the corner. And maybe I'm alone in this, but I was afraid. I didn't want to scan it. I was like, something's going to happen to my phone.
You get like a malware in your phone?
I didn't want to be the victim. Yeah. And I was like, I don't know what this is. I'm not going to do it.
Marissa?
Okay, I'm not saying this to be mean, but I just want to teach you guys something. You don't have to get up next time.
Oh,
you can scan it from across the room.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, your phone will recognize it because QR code technology has gotten so advanced that now you can scan it from across the room.
She's right. When it first came out. Marissa, you had to line it up. You had to get a protractor, and now you can literally. It happens all the time because like QVC and others will put that up on the code, and you can just sit on your couch. It'll capture it and go right to it.
Oh, see, I was chasing the screen with my phone. I was like this.
Nick, it's so funny that you got excited that it hit the exact corner spot. Yeah, like you would. You could sit there and watch. Like, all right. If this thing bounces around 4 more times, it should hit the corner exactly.
Nick, it's Vladimir Putin. Wow. You are now listening to me.
That was the one that I thought was just a great marketing idea. Now, the ones that I thought that like one of the ones that I laughed out loud, I actually giggled out loud at, was the Flamin' Hot Doritos and Cheetos.
Yeah.
Where the gal's out in the woods and the animals start eating the hot stuff.
Right.
And then it turns into eventually push it from Salt and Pepper because the bird comes out of the alligator's mouth. I just found that cute and funny.
Yeah.
I got a kick out of that. The Ford one with the Keeping Up with the Joneses, I thought was cute. Tommy Lee Jones and Rashida Jones and
it was the Jones,
and
Jonas.
Yeah,
Jonas at the end, yeah.
But Tommy Lee with the kicker, like, all right, got to keep up, whoever you are. And I thought that was a fun line.
There was a AAA commercial that was.
I loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait.
With the insurance?
No, it was Paul Rudd and Seth. No, wait, no. AAA Insurance.
They were in the clouds.
Bring Me to Life. It was the Evanescence song.
Yeah.
That was funny.
It was really well done.
It was really good.
That was really funny. And then Paul Rudd and Seth Rogen, I thought
that was
lays.
Again, it was a clever
It was
spot.
funny.
It was much longer. We had the teaser for it, which they mocked the whole notion of a teaser for a commercial.
Yep.
But I think we do have audio of that, because it ends up with him marrying a demonic ghost.
Yeah, which was cute. Yeah, we have a lot of them there, Case.
I'm sorry.
Lays.
Oh, there it is. Yep.
All right, here we go. You ready?
Seth, do you?
I do.
And Janet, do you?
That's a yes.
Yeah, they were great.
One that was cited a couple of times for being now, there's ad results and all these different companies that will assess. They'll do sort of a real-time assessment of what people are responding to. One that got very high ratings was the Amazon, the mind reading spot with Scarlett Johansson and Colin Jost.
Yeah, but I saw that ahead of time.
Me too.
Yeah.
So I was like,
Yeah.
I didn't. Which actually, that's catching up on those ahead of time.
Yeah.
Where you can go and head to the bathroom or go do something else is pretty good idea. But yeah, I saw that one ahead of time.
We do have the audio if you want to play it.
Yeah.
Here we go.
It's like she can read your mind.
I love that we get to sleep. Ordering fresh mint mouthwash. Extra strength.
I thought it was cute. It didn't really do much.
I agree.
For me.
I thought it was cute.
Yeah.
There was a local car dealership commercial on.
Twice.
Do they pay the same prices?
I was thinking the same thing.
That's what I was wondering.
There's no way they paid the $6 million.
I actually voiced a commercial that ran on the Super Bowl, and it was for TH Properties. Yeah, and so I
You also
think
did the Menstrual Cup one.
No, I did not do that. That was Kathy. So I don't know what they charge for that, but it's definitely not the $7 million for 30 seconds.
But how do they get it? How does a local?
Well, so you're not going to get a global audience.
Right.
I think that they bring it to the local affiliates, if you will, and
here's
then
your
it will play
time
in a certain area.
Right. Here's your time, and you can sell it. So I wonder, though, that still has to be a premium price.
Yes,
if you're cutting above all the other advertisers who might be vying for that locally, that still has to be a chunk of change.
That's a
and
really
it's that
good
local car dealership. I forget the guy's name. I think he's Chevy dealer or whatever. But he's big face, and I've always been your car dealer.
Oh, that's right.
They cut away from it. They did something else, and then came back. I forgot to mention.
Yeah.
I'm like, holy crap! What's he paying for this?
Yeah, maybe they sold this. It's structured that way because that second time when he came back was only like 10 seconds, maybe 5 seconds.
Yeah.
So, any of them stand out to you? I have a list of a bunch of them to go through here.
The one where
feel free to call in if you want to.
They come and try and recruit the baby to come back.
E-Trade.
Yeah.
I'm a
E-Trade
sucker
baby.
for the talking baby.
Give me a talking baby.
And then
That's
the other
absolutely
baby's
fine.
flying the helicopter.
It was great.
Yeah.
I love that one.
What about the now there was a fair amount of very intriguing movie and upcoming TV shows. They had the Jurassic Park trailer. They had Moon Knight, which has already sort of released the Marvel series.
Right.
They did the new Doctor Strange. They did an extended thing on that, which looks really cool. I was telling you off air, Preston.
Intense.
This is the belief that this is the movie in which the X-Men and the Avengers and those two worlds mesh over. So there was a lot of that.
And then the Netflix one, it was just, like, dude, we're releasing a new movie every week. And
then it sort of ended with that trailer for Adam, right? Or Project Adam?
Yeah,
I
yes.
think that's
And
what
Joe and Carol,
well, that's
King.
Yeah, that's Hulu.
Peacock.
Peacock.
Yeah.
That's what that is. Sorry.
a lot of Peacock stuff, as you'd well imagine.
There was a lot of like nostalgic commercials. I like the Zach Braff, Donald Faison one, and then the Sopranos one. I thought it was really well done. I like seeing Meadow and Anthony on the screen together. Meadow looked phenomenal, and that was another EV commercial, I think.
Yeah,
but just to see them on the same screen at the same time was kind of neat.
But I kind of thought, why? Like, I was like, what?
I know, I felt the same way, but
why did they tie that in with Sopranos?
Yeah.
Because in the beginning of the show, isn't Tony driving they did a playoff of the opening of the show.
Right. So it's just a car commercial, and it was Meadow was driving the same route that Tony would drive at the beginning of The Sopranos with the same music every time. But yeah, I mean, it was. I thought it was just a nice little nostalgic piece.
The other one that I really liked was actually the McDonald's commercial where they're like, "I'll take a
yeah." And is that partially playing off of? Look, dude, it's McDonald's. What do you got to about? You know what they had.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
That's what I was picking up on anyway. That one was kind of cute.
Larry David being wrong about everything
that made me laugh.
history. That there were a few chuckles there.
Yep.
But again, fairly neutral.
I didn't see
a lot of visual effects.
I didn't know that there was a Jim Carrey cable guy commercial, so that one caught me by surprise.
By the way, so you're an ad agency. That movie bombed when it came out, but I enjoyed seeing it. They did a cable guy with Carrey reprising his role.
Yeah.
And it was for, I think, Verizon.
Yeah, I thought it was great.
Yeah.
And I didn't really even like the cable guy.
Yeah.
And so, but I thought it was funny. I was mainly watching his facial expressions.
Yeah.
And
Yes,
how morphs into those characters.
Right.
But Dr. Evil, that was another. I actually enjoyed that one. Yeah.
So they brought back a couple of casts in a couple of different ones. What I thought was actually pretty cool was the extended Amazon Prime Lord of the Rings trailer. Did you see that?
I didn't see that one. No.
Yeah.
No.
And then they had Guy Fieri's spot, which is
for
a realization of taste. What is it? What is it?
It was Bud Light Seltzer.
Flavortown, yeah.
And it was a riff on Flavortown. He's obviously the god, the head of Flavortown. There was one that was simple. It wasn't clever or funny or anything. Well, I thought it was kind of clever. Towards the beginning, it was Expedia with Ewan McGregor.
Yeah.
And he was talking about all the things that we buy and this and that. And he goes, would you rather have all the things you buy? And he opens his door and he's on this beach or all the places you can go. And I was like, dude, yeah, you sold me.
Things you can buy.
Yep. No, places you can go for me, without question. Not you. He wasn't speaking to you.
I know. That's right, yeah.
Then you had I didn't get the Matthew McConaughey one that much, the Salesforce.
Salesforce had a couple, I believe. And there were a couple that so if you watch a commercial at the end of it, you as a novice or your first time viewing it have no idea what you've just been sold.
Yeah.
That's a problem.
There's ones where it's usually like the tearjerker type of commercials. When that product comes up at the end, you go, "Oh man, really?"
Well, we were talking about the Toyota commercial, which was actually an incredibly it was a heartwarming story about the two brothers.
Yeah.
One of them had a macular degeneration.
Yep.
Then they competed in the Paralympics, and they were like 9-time champions together.
That was cool.
And then it was for Toyota at the end. I'm like,
that guy can't even drive.
Right.
Yeah.
You're right. To be honest, I didn't even pick up on the sponsor.
Right.
I just saw the story. I'm like, wow, I didn't know the dude was blind, and was a champion. And,
Toyota.
Wow.
Yeah,
Toyota.
Yeah. It's kind of weird. Yeah.
Hang on, I'm going to go to Bob. Hey, Bob. Good morning.
Hey, guys. Good morning. So I'm really sad. You're 12 minutes into this segment, and you haven't mentioned the NFL commercial with the animation, but more importantly, the giant baby with the Eagles jersey on making that final tackle.
That's right.
Yeah, it was,
the video game, right?
came to
Yeah.
life, yeah.
Yeah, and
It
I
was-
didn't notice she was wearing it was a girl, I believe, yeah?
Well, she was.
At
The baby
end.
wasn't giant. I thought the special effects on that were really well done. It was an extended commercial, and I was like, oh, boy, what are we going to do? And the players come through the screen, and they're running around, and I thought it was very clever,
It
very
was
well
cool.
done. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. But the Eagles represented there. Thank you, Bob, for pointing it out. Appreciate it, man.
All right, cool. You guys have a good week.
Yep. Thank you. You too. There was another one, and it might have been pregame. Yeah, I think it was it Doritos or Tostitos? I think it was Tostitos. And they showed like the Manning brothers are sitting there eating.
Right.
And it was they were spending the night. It was a riff on Night Before Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
And Terry Bradshaw was in it, and so was Jerry Rice and Joe Montana. That one was kind of fun. I don't know if you saw that or not.
I don't recall. If it was before the game, I probably didn't. I was busy.
Other ones on this list were Rocket Home, Rocket Mortgage, which was the Barbie riff on the Barbie house, and Anna Kendrick.
Yeah.
That one was cute.
We do have audio of you had mentioned the Dr. Evil one case. We do have audio of that.
All right. Yep. Let's do that.
Ladies and gentlemen, our takeover of General Motors is complete.
Dr. Evil, we can now use GM's Ultium platform to power our whole operation.
Now we can reduce tailpipe emissions. I'm sorry. Am I no longer Dr. Evil? I'm Dr. Good now? I didn't get the meme out. Climate change is arguably the #1 threat to the world now.
Dr. Evil, you are now the #2 threat to the world.
I refuse to be number two. We have to help the planet. Oh, please, cheer for my son. Your son? I shall name him Baby Me. No, his name is Kyle.
Ow! You must help save the world first.
I love they brought back Frau Forbizina.
Yeah, they had Rob Lowe. Yeah, everybody.
Okay, Frau, how about you let me do the business, all right? Hold on, I've got it. I will help save the world first, then take over the world. She literally just said that.
We were just talking about Seth Green last week. It was
Yeah.
his birthday, I think.
Yep.
It's nice to see him getting some work.
There's rumors that they're going to do another Austin Powers movie.
Oh, really?
Yep. Yeah. Maybe the commercial was enough.
Did you guys see that weird Irish Spring one?
Yes, I loved it.
Yeah, I did too.
Yeah.
It was bizarre, but this guy is kind of stinky, and he ends up in this sort of Nirvana type land where everybody smells great, and it's the reason they smell great is because of Irish Spring soap.
It's almost like a combination of Midsommar and Wicker Man.
Yeah.
Although this cult, yeah.
And then he asks a question, and then it's like, you can't stink here, and then like kind of goes dark for a second.
All right.
And then the rabbit starts talking at him. And it was bizarre, but it made me laugh.
Yeah, every now and then there are definitely some ones that go really to the boundaries and go for the weird thing.
Well,
the weird angle.
They had a kind of an interesting one. It was early on. It was Snoop Dogg and Martha Stewart for was it Big Easy Reach Lighter? I think that's what
Bic Lighter.
Is that what it was? Okay.
Right.
So the it was them trading miscommunications.
Okay.
You listen to it. You can hear.
I'll bet weed is in there.
That's
somehow.
exactly what it's about.
Hey, Martha, pass me that Big Easy Reach lighter in that bowl.
Bowl of strawberries.
Thanks. This is perfect for hard-to-reach places.
And it helps keep your fingers away from the flame.
Whoa. Do I smell?
That's right. Fondue time.
Big Easy Reach, the ultimate lighter. Perfect for candles, grills, and so much more.
Of course. Of course.
Okay.
Then we have some other audio. The BMW commercial with Arnold and Salma Hayek.
Did they do more than the one? There might have been two, right? Because there was.
I just saw the one, but I missed some of the spots.
Right.
so I don't know.
It was okay, I thought.
Yeah, I agree.
All electric.
The BMW iX. Electricity in its ultimate form.
Electric Avenue. Take it higher.
All you got to do, you get Arnold singing.
Yeah.
That's all you got to do for your ad, and then you got it. Yeah, it was okay.
Yeah.
Which is interesting because the initial The teaser for that was him in a coffee shop, right?
Right.
Like it had
It was like-
nothing to do with electricity or anything.
Well, that was going to run last night, unless I missed it. I didn't see it run.
No, I guess it was just the teaser ad for the main ad, which is what you do now.
Man, were they hawk? There were so many EV commercials.
Yeah,
tons of them, and also ones from not main car brands. So you had
I don't know what the one
sort of boutique brands advertising as well.
The robot dog. I don't know what car that was. It was like Polestar or something like that.
Right, exactly. Yeah,
It was a little sad though for that puppy.
Poor little robot dog.
What happened? I don't remember.
His owner goes away in an electric vehicle, and then he's going after. He has an actual real dog, and then eventually the owner uses the charging device for the car to start him back up again.
There was one that I thought was pretty dumb, and it had to do with the dog too. It was a riff on the Chuck E. Cheese band.
Oh yeah,
with the Meta Quest, which is the Oculus is now called the Meta Quest or whatever. And I'm like, that didn't make a whole lot of sense.
The Meta Quest, at least right now, is not doing well for Facebook, so that's why they're hawking the crap out of it.
Okay. Let's see. WeatherTech had a commercial where the employees rappelled down from a helicopter and made sure that your car doesn't get dirty from the WeatherTech.
Okay.
You know, the things.
Sure.
The mats, yeah. Disney Plus had Aquafina in their ad for the goats.
It was okay. Again, a lot of okay. Nothing that I thought was too much in the horrible or that completely sucked. Yeah. But nothing that I thought was all that great.
Yeah. Just a couple of things maybe giggle. Some that we had already talked about. There was that Hellman's commercial where Jared Mayo was tackling Pete Davidson. We talked about that before.
But we knew that already.
Yeah, the whole thing started as well. And there was a list of the ones that scored the best.
You mentioned that Mary J. Blige one. I don't know if you said it on air or off, Preston, but the women getting breast checked. I thought that was an effective commercial. And it was just cool to see her featured in a spot while she was also doing the halftime show.
Do you know what you did see last night, Nick, though? It was a complete demonstration of the uncanny valley. They had that LeBron James commercial.
I didn't like that one.
Yeah, so
because of that.
He's talking to young LeBron James. Yeah.
I thought it was his son because I was only
I
half
did
paying
too.
attention.
It was partially like when I first said, I'm like, okay, that's a CGI, and then it went on a little further. I'm like, wait, is that real?
So he was wearing his high school uniform, and they would flash back to like headlines from when he was in high school, and so he was talking to his younger self, giving his younger self advice, and what his younger self should do as far as entering the NBA and stuff like that. And but the look of it threw me off.
Yeah.
All right, here are some of the ones that apparently scored the best, according to that article that you had sent me, Steve. So there's one for Budweiser. It was the Clydesdale ad. Clydesdale's Journey.
Right. Always a home run. He got injured, I guess.
I didn't see it.
Yeah, and he gets that was directed.
And they shot him, I think.
they turned him into hamburger meat, and then the bottom half was turned into glue.
Remember? At the end of the commercial.
No, there was some Nick. Who was it? There was a famous director directed that one. That's why
really?
it also had a lot of buzz behind it.
Okay.
Let's see here.
He stomps there was a kid who's in a wheelchair, and the Clydesdale stomps him to death.
Another one was the one that I had mentioned, the Ewan McGregor Expedia.
Yeah.
The Stuff commercial. The one with is it Rakuten?
Rakuten.
Oh,
Rakuten?
yes.
What is that?
I don't know.
Idea.
I don't know. Is
I
it
have
crypto?
no idea. Right now, I think it's some sort of robotic carpet cleaner.
But Hannah Waddingham was in it, and they used a robotic carpet cleaner in that ad.
There was another
She's a gal from Ted Lasso.
They actually had Sudeikis in one of the limited spot as well.
Yeah, I didn't like that one.
No.
That one didn't make much sense to me.
It did not.
It was reaching, and they threw him in there just for a star power name, and I was like, okay. The General Motors one we just played with Dr. Evil was done well. Oh, I liked this one. It was with Zendaya, the Sally Sells Seashells.
Yes. You know, so she is just like glowing. I mean, she's just a genuinely she's a lovely woman, Preston. Of course, she's dating Spider-Man. But you know she's just good on screen.
Yeah.
You like her on screen.
Yep. So that was for Squarespace. What is Squarespace?
It's a way to sell websites. So you, and sell things on websites.
You can sell any crap on that thing, Preston.
The Hellman's Mayo, the Amazon Alexa. We talked about both of those. The Nissan one with Eugene Levy, Brie Larson, Dave Bautista, and others. I thought that one was okay.
I liked it. That made me laugh. Just seeing Eugene Levy in an action.
With long hair.
Yeah.
Right. Lay's Potato Chips, Seth Rogen and Paul Rudd. We chatted about that one. The Uber Eats one, we spoke about that in the entertainment news with Jennifer Coolidge and Trevor Noah and Gwyneth Paltrow and Nicholas Braun.
It was funny. I think, the Gwyneth Paltrow kind of getting the headlines of that, but really, the dude drinking the Palmolive and the other guy eating a bowl of kitty litter, that was funny.
Yeah, and Cousin Greg from Succession was in it.
Yeah, he was drinking the Palmolive.
Yeah.
And I like Jennifer Coolidge eating the lipstick and going, this tastes like purple. Booking.com with Idris Elba. I didn't see that ad.
So he's going around. He's got like a what do they call the
flap hat?
Yeah, flap hat on. I forget exactly what the push was for it. So again, that's an ineffective commercial if you can't remember, what it was for.
The Arnold and Salma Hayek one apparently did well. The Flavortown. We have a clip of that with Guy Fieri. Let's play a little bit of that. Here we go.
Citizens, there's a new flavor in town. I declare Bud Light Seltzer Hard Soda the loudest flavors ever.
Everybody was dressed like him. They had the hair, the whole thing going on.
Look at the amount of money that goes into producing these freaking things.
Yeah.
He was there last night, too. Guy Fieri, and he sat right below Martha Stewart. Martha Stewart was in a suite, and Guy Fieri was out in the regular seats. I don't know who paid more for their tickets.
You had a Busch Light ad that scored well that featured Kenny G.
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty cool. The Planet Fitness ad with Lindsay Lohan, William Shatner.
She looked great. She actually looked really good.
She did. That's been running, though.
Yeah.
I've seen that.
Oh, I hadn't.
And in fact, at one point they go, she traded in her DUIs for, DIYs. But I can't remember what the other...
And Shatner is the narrator, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
And Buzzy Cohen was in it. They did a little Jeopardy spoof.
Yeah, and also Dennis Rodman was in that. I didn't see Buzzy because I was looking at Dennis.
Buzzy's over on the left side.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
You're right. Danny Trejo was in that, too. Then you have the Sopranos spot with Chevrolet. I mentioned the Anna Kendrick and Rocket Mortgage. Verizon, Jim Carrey, that scored well. The PepsiCo, Peyton and Eli Manning spot. I didn't catch that one.
I love those guys together.
It scored well.
They're really funny.
Okay. So those are the ones that kind of stood out according to this article.
Again, in general, I'd rate the whole thing okay. Yeah. And the game I thought was good. And, putting everything about mid-level.
Press, did you cook anything special for the occasion last night?
Yes, Panera.
Ooh.
Panera. Yeah, no, we didn't. Like I said, it was just me watching it. So, no, I didn't cook anything up special. But I did have a chocolate pie for dessert, which was nice. How about you?
We did Popeyes. I mean, I did the buffalo chicken dip with Popeyes chicken breast. It was good.
Yeah.
It was kind of unnecessary. It could have just been other chicken, but it was good.
That's what you wanted, man. That was your dream, and you followed through on it.
That's right.
I betrayed myself. I was going to go chicken. I went standard pizza, and it was okay.
Yeah.
I felt a little hollow inside by the end of it, though.
You were going to go chicken?
I kind of do chicken for every Super Bowl.
The Super Bowl?
Yeah. And then no, at the point just before the game, I said, why am I lying to myself?
Kathy, what'd you whip up? Something special?
Something special.
She made an incredible Clams Casino.
It was just another day at the household. We didn't usually. Usually I'll go to someone's house. You know what I mean?
Right.
If we go to my brother's or whatever it is. But no, it was nothing. We went skiing yesterday morning and then watched the Super Bowl and went to bed.
How about you, Nick?
My girlfriend made salmon, and that was delicious. Okay. And we had some couscous with that.
That's wonderful.
And corn.
Couscous is delicious.
Yeah, you have to have a vegetable, so we had corn.
Corn.
Yeah. Okay.
Excellent.
You like
as
corn?
you know, Preston, they used to refer the Indians to, they called it maize.
They did call it maize.
And then Marissa and all of her friends did...
They did the board
party.
Yeah, various boards. Marissa's board looked nice. We saw pictures of it, by the way.
Thank you. I told you guys last week I was going to do a bruschetta board, but I switched it up and did a seafood board with some shrimp and some crab.
It looked good.
It looked good.
Wait, did you guys
Kathy
really
wouldn't have had that.
dress the part too, or was that a coincidence?
So we all like put on like business casual, which meant every one of us just put on a blazer.
Okay.
Because that's all. Like most of my friends work from home. Nobody really goes into offices. So that's the best we could do.
All right. Well, anyway, that one's in the books. You got a year to plan another party next year, and or like me, never go to a party again. Watch it at home. It was the most enjoyable way to do it that I've ever experienced. But nonetheless, that one's in the books. All right, we should take a break. Come back in a second. I believe we were going to check in with Miguel Martinez-Valle from NBC 10 at the Olympics in Beijing when we get back. So we'll see if that comes together or not.
The first bit of the Olympics I watched was after the Super Bowl last night.
Oh,
That was it.
really?
Yeah, that was it. Yeah.
We'll be back in a second. Stay with us.
Preston and Steve on 93.3 WMMR.
Ever wondered where to get the latest MMR gear? Maybe you should pay attention to these promos we work so hard on. I said, never mind.
Reason
Why, it's the
that
MMR
irks
Rock
people,
Shop,
right?
of
And
course.
their irkitude supersedes your need to have this bowl, so they throw it away. So here's what happened on Monday, on Martin Luther King Day, when nobody was in the office except for us.
A day of service,
A day of
traditionally.
service.
Yeah.
Nobody was in the office except for us, the morning show, and Bill Weston.
And one other person.
And one other person.
Oh,
Yep.
get out of here.
Bill Weston.
I'm
It's
with you,
Bill.
Casey. Yep.
Now,
Bill Weston, known as the man about town, the silver pony, quick with a comment and a quip, always a smile on his face, cigar smoker, a family man. But
And
there's a deep secret.
Despiser of clutter.
Despiser.
Well, and here's the
of
thing:
clutter.
I've had conversations with him specifically about the kitchen, the sink, and the items that are left in the sink.
Wow, I'd love to hang out for your conversation.
That's why I was going to say I think it's Bill. I think Bill takes whatever's left in the sink, if it's left there for more than one day, and he throws it out.
So here,
That ain't cool.
here is the BS part of it, okay?
All right.
On Monday morning, Bill was in a Bill mood and decided that he did not like the clutter that was left in the sink, Steve.
A Bill mood is easily identifiable. He's usually singing Katrina and the Waves.
Right. Let me see if I have that, by the way.
He's walking on sunshine.
Whoa!
I don't have it.
And whose bowl is this?
Yeah, it stops
Yeah.
right there.
God damn
He's
this!
whistling his little tune in.
Here I am walking on sunshine, and I see this clutter. I'm having a hard time wrapping my mind around Bill.
All right, well, here's
throwing away what is.
Because if it's left there and it's dirty, we're not going to go in there and clean
No,
it.
it wasn't dirty.
It wasn't in the sink. It wasn't dirty in the sink.
And Chuck.
Okay, because that's usually
I
what.
don't just put dirty dishes in the
But
sink.
that's usually what Bill has a problem with, are the things that are left in the sink.
Now, if I had left it on the counter or on the microwave, somebody may have put it back in the sink, and water got in it, made it look dirty. But I don't just put my dirty dishes in the sink.
Here is the BS nature of what happened on Monday. So Bill was in his Bill Weston mood. He was walking on sunshine. He's not walking on sunshine anymore because there are 3 dishes in the sink.
3 dishes in the sink.
What I discovered is actually one of those dishes was mine. I didn't realize that there was a measuring cup left in the sink after the crock pot cook-off.
Well, Mr. Foster, you said there were 3 dishes in the sink, and now all of a sudden there's a measuring cup.
Yeah.
Which
which
hold
one
on,
is it?
But hold on, I just want to point out it was the Wednesday prior. This is now Monday.
It's now Monday.
So Bill has probably been looking in that sink and it's been annoying him.
Right. And so I didn't realize my measuring cup was in there because I didn't actually wash the dishes after crock-pot cook-off. So I didn't. So I grabbed my measuring cup, and now there are 2 dishes left in the sink. It is a plate and a bowl.
Okay.
Was it your bowl?
Here is the BS nature of it. Bill Weston then
walking on sunshine.
He was walking on sunshine, not anymore, Steve.
He did not feel good.
No. Bill Weston leaves a sign, hangs up a sign after he got done walking on sunshine.
We need like a record scratch.
He puts up a sign, an ultimatum. Take these dishes out of the sink.
Death to America.
By 10 a.m. or I'm going to throw them away.
Whoa.
Now,
You actually saw the sign?
Oh, yeah.
On
You actually
Monday
saw the
when no
sign.
one was here?
When nobody was here!
You can't do
All
that.
right.
You
so that
can't
means
do that!
But here's the thing,
Please,
that means he thinks it's us.
Please. This changes everything.
Yes.
This is like a Toyota-thon.
How is it like Toyota?
It changes everything.
It changes everything.
All right.
There you have.
Yes.
You have intent. You have a declaration that would mimic the act stated earlier.
Yes.
I rescind my earlier comment, and now I am fully on board with this theory.
We now have motive.
We now have motive. We have opportunity.
Yes.
We have silver hair. And
I submit the silver hair fibers that were found.
Silver, yes, look at this.
Yes.
Silver hair.
Well, not that she's biased, but Emma Watson, who was offered the lead role in the live-action adaptation of Cinderella but turned it down, says that she was happy to take on the role of Belle in Beauty and the Beast. She tells Total Film there's this kind of outsider quality that Belle had, and the fact that she had this really empowering defiance of what was expected of her.
She was also offered the role of Xander Cage, and then Vin Diesel came back.
In a strange way, she challenges the status quo of the place that she lives in, and I found that really inspiring. She manages to keep her integrity and have a completely independent point of view.
Who's playing the Angela Lansbury character? The pitcher or whatever.
I don't know.
I don't know who's voicing
That's sort of a critical character, is it not?
Yeah.
She was the clock or the...
There's Luminaire.
I thought it was a pitcher.
She's a pitcher, okay.
Yeah, she's a catcher.
Emma Thompson.
That's a good choice, yeah.
Most stuff.
And who's playing...
Lumiere?
Yeah.
Is Ewan McGregor.
Nice.
Luke Evans, I don't know him. He's Gaston. Stanley Tucci is Cadenza. Josh Gad is in it. I mean,
who's playing the gravy boat?
Ian McKellen plays Cogsworth. Kevin Kline plays Maurice.
I'm only too happy to hold your gravy, and I promise to keep it warm before you place it upon your mashed potatoes.
He takes it very seriously.
I am the vessel by which you will pour your gravy upon your various meatloafs and mashed potatoes. And I do not take this task lightly.
Okay.
Well, he's a professional, man. He's not going to take a role that's cheesy. You know, I understand
If it is 1 degree colder, I have failed as a gravy boat, and I shall hurl myself off of the bureau.
Should I see the animated movie before I see that?
I don't know. Maybe that's not the way to go because apparently they're saying is pretty close to a live action rendering of the animated movie. It's so weird because this stuff now starts to cave in on itself, you know?
Yeah, the story has existed for a long time before the animated movie.
Oh, yeah.
Did you see live action Cinderella?
I did. I enjoyed it.
No, I didn't.
Did you see animated Cinderella?
Well, yeah.
Okay.
When I was a kid.
Yeah, I mean, Steve's right. It's all the same story over and over again, so it doesn't really matter if you've seen it or not.
Are they working on a live action Pinocchio now?
Yes.
Are they?
Yeah, with Vin Diesel.
Oh, well. Tale as old as time. I do know the song.
Beauty and
the Beast, and not one drop of gravy spilled.
Will you let it go?
He can't. He can't.
You know who's directing live action Pinocchio?
No.
Guillermo del Toro.
No way. Wow, well, that might be interesting then.
He is a visionary. He's a visionary.
Bitch. Wow. Is the name of that song. Makes me think of Freddy Krueger, too.
I drive a Range Rover, bitch. Get in the Range Rover, bitch. Did you bring a water bottle? It's a long drive, bitch.
9:32.
Where's the Easy Pass, bitch?
Friday morning with the Preston.
What do you call a female dog, bitch?
I actually like that.
Thank you.
Let's get a look at traffic. What's going on, Kathy? Bitch.
Give me some traffic, bitch.
Do you think like Springfield Mall has numbered days eventually? Like these because it's similar in size and everything.
Well, Springfield Mall did the right thing and they put a Target as one of their anchor stores. So that brings in a lot of traffic. It's always packed now.
Sears and Boscov's have kind of.
What are the plans for those? Are they going to remain in the area? Because I know they're putting in apartments. Are they not in condos?
You know what? I don't know.
It's going to be a town center, and there's going to be residences there as well.
I don't know. Are they going to keep those stores, though?
Oh, those stores? I think so. That's why they're not down.
Although Sears is closing a lot of their stores.
But
We've got great plans for the area, bitch. Freddy Krueger, town planner. There's going to be a lovely promenade right over here, bitch. And bicycle racks for everyone, bitch.
Town planner.
Yeah. Just a place, community center, bitch. A place where other bitches can hang out and say hi to other bitches. Bitch. Lovely day in the park. Bands can play in the gazebo, bitch.
What about things for the kids?
Things for the kids, face painting, all that stuff, bitch.
It's become cordial.
He's pointing with his razor gloves to all the areas around.
Kind of a pond, or like a large koi pond, or something for the ducks, bitch. All green, though, bitch.
All green.
Environmentally friendly?
Yeah.
I would love to see Freddy Krueger as a realtor.
Great schools in the area, bitch. And here's a nice cupboard for, your little knickknacks, bitch. And this is electric heat, bitch, so I just want to let you know, bitch.
Oh, wow. All right. Freddy Krueger, real estate manager.
Bitch. His bus stop bench sign says, "Call me, bitch." He's the
His
Tom,
face.
Tom
Yeah.
Skivington of the underworld.
Right.
Of the other realm. But with the mustache.
And the claws. Oh, my God.
Oh, my God. Oh, my back hurts.
I love it. All right.
He's slashing prices.
Yeah, somebody texts in, is he slashing prices, bitch? Brent Selleck, 31 years old today. And then it's my birthday.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Preston. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you, Kathy. I like Nick's version. He's eating a hamburger or something.
He's actually eating loose leaf paper. He's like a goat.
What? You chose to eat instead of sing happy birthday?
I took that opportunity, yeah.
That's why
I was
sometimes
tagging along.
we have to put something heavy over the garbage can.
I'm like a bear.
Are you at all into wine?
Nah. I will. If I go out to dinner and we're drinking, I'll do cocktails beforehand.
And a little blow.
And a little cocaine. No, I'll do cocktails beforehand, but when the meal comes, there are times where I'll get a glass of wine.
Oh, you will?
Yeah, I think it pairs better with...
So will you pair, do you like a red, or do you just pair with whatever you're eating?
Whatever.
Whatever kind of mood you're in tonight.
Yeah, exactly. A little red, a little white. I'll stick with the standard, red meat, red wine,
Okay.
Poultry and fish, maybe a white wine. But it's okay to mix it up from what I understand. That rule is not hard and fast any longer. But I will have something. I think it's easier to eat with a meal as opposed to, a Jack and Coke or something like that.
Or a wine and Coke.
But I'm not a...
Which is disgusting.
Well, have you ever tried it?
Yes, I have.
Did you put Pepsi in my wine?
Of course I have.
A wine and Coke?
Was this in the early days?
Yeah. It was yeah. When
It's
you put anything in Coke.
Yeah. Gin and root beer.
Yeah.
It's like, whatever.
We
What
did,
can we mix with this?
Cranberry juice and rum, and we called it crumb. That's not good.
All right.
But like a white wine spritzer, that's,
Oh, I've been doing that lately.
Have you?
Yeah, you know what? I just...
Have you really?
Yes, I've been doing white wine
that's
spritzers
awesome.
in the evening. It just helps with the hangover when you have to get up at 4 a.m.
And I've been making bracelets with my name on it.
Anyway, but I do drink wine, but I'm in no way, shape, or form do I have any room to speak on it.
My wife is definitely, she's into wine, and is this volcanic thing actually piqued her interest.
Okay.
Casey, though, with the white wine spritzer, seriously, I won't take, it has to be a certain grade wine. Like, I'm not going to take something that's, mid to higher level and add, a spritz, spritz it up.
Yeah. If it's called piss wine from the Piss Valley,
I'll spritz that.
Yeah.
So you do like a Ernest and Julio Gallo or whatever.
Right.
I'll have a glass of piss from the Piss Valley, please. It's not going to taste good.
This is a 78.
But tasting a white wine from Santorini, Greece, Zabo described the wine as...
I am Zabo.
...as salty, saline, and crunchy.
Everybody, Zabo's here. Zabo. I am Zabo.
Crunchy wine.
Crunchy.
Do they can they grow grapes hydroponically?
Sure.
And would that make a...
They could do anything.
Yeah, right?
They made RoboCop.
Yeah.
The movie.
They did.
All right, thank you very
He's
much,
not
Kathy.
wrong.
So for, decades now, we have checked in with NBC 10.
Always.
Live from the Olympics. And our good friend Vi Sikahema was the guy who was always our go-to. Vi had such a great time at the Olympics. Loved being there.
Yeah.
And we are happy to check in with our next guest now, who is in Beijing covering the Olympics. Please welcome Miguel Martinez-Valle to the show. Miguel, good morning.
Hey, how everybody? Good morning. How's it going?
We're doing great, man. Okay, what time of day is it in Beijing? I have no idea the time conversion.
Yeah. So we are 13 hours in the future. It's 10:07 right now, and we just got off the bus from the Olympic zone into our hotel. So it's kind of like the end of our day.
Can you tell us who wins various sports here in the United States for betting purposes?
Right. I mean, I wish it was that kind of future, but we are airing them.
When did you
I'm
get...
we knew about the Super Bowl this weekend.
How long have you been there, Miguel? How many days now?
Yeah, so this is our third week, and it's going fast.
Wow, I'll bet. But that's a good stretch of time. Have you ever been to China before?
I had a layover right here in Beijing when I went to Thailand a couple of years ago, but that was the extent. So stayed a little longer this time.
I'm curious. So, obviously there have been issues with this particular Olympics, and there's because of the staggered time and so on and so forth. That the viewership may not be all that they were hoping for. But I mean, there's some things that you guys have had to accommodate, and I wonder, like with your phones and things of that nature. They told the athletes to get like burner phones. Did they issue you any? Because you're I think we're clearly on your phone right now. Did they give you any special equipment for being over there?
So you're on my burner phone. Right now.
Is that right?
So
Okay,
I have a burner phone, burner laptop. I have my cell phone with me, but I haven't turned it on since I got here, and that's kind of what we were told to do is like keep it off. So definitely those kinds of accommodations. Yeah,
we're stunned.
Security.
The clarity's real. I mean, it's unbelievable that you're the other side of the world, and we're getting there's virtually no delay, and we're talking quite nicely here. So it looks like you are bundled up, though. What's the temperature there?
Today's the coldest it's been. 17 degrees. It snowed over the weekend. It finally feels like the Winter Olympics. Last week, it was like 50 one day, so it definitely dropped.
I was watching last night, right after the Super Bowl. They introduced, and they were making a big thing about the monobob, the single woman bobsled thing. And I'm like, okay, let me check this out. It was pretty freaking cool. But they have had issues with like having to make stone and stuff like that. But the ice and everything seemed tremendous. It was. Have you been over in that area?
Yeah, so there's 3 zones, and I've gone to all 3. But we have a couple people with local ties on the bobsled team. So we've been to the monobob and bobsled courses. I actually talked to Alana Myers-Taylor, who got the silver, just about like an hour ago. We were chatting, and obviously she's pumped to medal, and she had to go through quarantine stuff when she first got here because she had like a positive COVID test.
Right.
So for her to even get to compete was, super exciting.
Miguel, what's the most exciting thing visually that you personally have had a chance to see while being there?
Visually, the different zones. So all the way up, we call it the Z zone. It was like a old industrial park looking. So them building the course around that is interesting. Then the middle zone, the Y zone, is is mountains. So it's really cool to see the mountains there. But because they had to create the fake snow, parts of it were white, and then the rest of it is just mountain like brown.
Right.
All right, what about the events? Which ones really are just like, oh man, this is so cool to be seeing this?
The short track speed skating mixed team relay blew my mind because there's like seven people going in circles around each other, different teams, and I'm like, how do they keep it straight? And it was hard for us visually from the media seats to keep it straight. And it takes so much coordination with your team. Also, they're wearing, just swords on their feet. Like the blades are so sharp. and people fall. So I'm like, this is dangerous.
And they're pushing each other. Like, I was like, I can't believe this is happening. I didn't know that was part of the relay.
I was so nervous the whole time watching it. Just like, I was like, I don't want the story to turn, tragic.
How has it been as far as moving from one area to another? Because they have been very, cautious on keeping everything COVID friendly and COVID safe. Has that presented any obstruction to you getting out and about?
Yeah, so we can't leave the Olympic bubble, which is a bummer. Obviously I wanted to, do some tours and see, so I'll have to come back to Beijing. But then even within the Olympic bubble, it's been tricky because, we're from where we are, the International Broadcasting Center, to the National Indoor Stadium, where, for example, figure skating is, or hockey. It's a 5-minute walk, but because parts of that walk are outside of the Olympic bubble, because it's like a public road, we have to get on a bus that then makes it a 20-minute trip. So even like logistics, I'm like, I can see the stadium I'm going to, but I have to get on a bus to go there.
Yeah, I guess so.
Looking at some of the events that are coming up today, we've got ski jumping, the men's team on the large hill. We've got hockey women's semifinal. It's USA and Finland. There's some big stuff coming up. Bobsled, two-man, alpine skiing, the downhill. That looks insane. What are you going to be heading out to take a peek at?
Yeah, so we'll be watching a bobsled, the two-man. We've got a local, Charlie Volker from New Jersey. So we'll be with them. And then the weekend, Sylvia Hoffman, who was born in Philly. She's on the women's team. So we'll be watching them. And then hockey all the way. The men's team killed it this weekend, won all 3 games. And we have a bunch of people with local ties on the hockey team as well.
Yeah, it is very cool that's going on, and that they're doing so well. You'd mentioned earlier about you actually have some legitimate snow now, and at the beginning of everything, some of the athletes were talking about, I guess, the snow they were making. What was the issue with the snow they were making? There was something that they were finding less than desirable. What was that?
Yeah, well, the difficulty is these are athletes that are training in specific locations for a reason, right? Like Placid or Utah. And so if the consistency of the snow is different or anything like that, it really does trip up their training. I mean, it changes things.
I wondered if they were using like Fluffernutter or something like that.
I was watching ski.
No, it's not.
I was watching the ski jumping, and I noticed that there was like black stuff that was in it. Is that just the ground, or was that specifically put there?
That might be a mix of the ground. I'll have to pay closer attention, but I haven't seen even with the fake snow, like some black stuff mixed in.
Yeah.
When you're prepping for something like this, and you've got to have a pretty well-rounded grasp on some of the events and what they're all about and the rules and so on. Are there some that is there anything that confuses you about any of the events? It's like, for example, I'm watching curling the other day. I actually find that very relaxing and kind of zen to watch curling, but I still don't really know exactly how the scoring works on that.
Yeah.
Are you pretty good and up to speed on most of the events?
I mean, I would say I'm pretty confused about most of the events. Curling, I think, is the ASMR of Winter Olympics,
Well
right?
done.
Like you watch it because you're listening, they're mic'd up. That makes it, that adds to the fun. But one of my colleagues here went to the curling, to report on it and said it was so much harder, because you couldn't hear them from the reporter seats. You have to hear them from the TV, basically.
Right.
It is like we and there are leagues here, obviously, and we've been contacted by them. And I was just telling Preston earlier that there is now you can put one on your patio with the same sort of surface. I'm like, I'm maybe going to get that freaking thing because I don't understand it, but it does look like the most relaxing game you could possibly play.
Yeah. And
it reminds me of shuffleboard a little bit.
Yes,
it
does.
It's
It does.
exactly that. Yeah.
Yeah. Miguel, when are when does this wrap? When are the Olympics completely done? How much longer do you have, and then you're coming home?
Yeah, so we have until Sunday for some of the medals, and I think my flight is booked for Monday, and then I land in LA on Monday too.
So-
we make up that day. So
Because of the time difference, you'll be landing here last Christmas Eve, correct?
right, yeah, I'll be there right in time for the holiday season.
Nice. All right. Well, you guys are doing wonderful, and it's great to see all the events. And NBC 10 obviously has this great history of covering it
every time.
Travel safe. Enjoy your time there, Miguel, and thanks for checking in with us this morning. We appreciate it.
Thanks, guys. Great to talk to you.
All right, Miguel Martinez, hey, guys.
I tell you what,
at the Olympics,
burner phone from from China. That was not a delay. He was actually on mass transit calling us at one point.
Yeah, no, that
holy
turned out
hell.
awesome. By the way, thank you to our engineers for setting up our Zoom connections. We want to thank Neumann University because they've teamed with the engineering team to assist us with technical upgrades on the show. And the Preston and Steve YouTube live stream is sponsored by Neumann University, and that's back up and running. So you can discover the new Neumann University.
I love it.
Outside, so we talked about all pretty much sporting event things this morning.
Well, that's what we do. That's our
there's
thing.
There's another thing that took place, and I happened to be watching live when this happened, but the waste management tournament in Arizona is taking place or took place over the weekend. And
just real quick, next year, that tournament and the Super Bowl are both the same weekend, both in Phoenix.
Oh my!
Are you kidding?
Yeah. So
Dude, like 100,000 people go to this golf tournament. It's crazy.
Yeah, the Cardinals Stadium. It used to be called University of Phoenix Stadium. It's something different now. But anyway,
I was just there in October.
And they changed names. But
how was it called?
I don't remember either case. But anyway, they're both the same weekend in February next year.
You know what? And that has happened before because a friend of mine who I was watching this with on Saturday had a buddy who went there that weekend. Went to the golf tournament, went to the Super Bowl, and then the day after the tournament was over, played at that golf course.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's a hell of a weekend right there.
Yeah, God, it's exhausting.
So anyhow, golfer Sam Ryder on, was it number 16? Is that the hole?
Yeah.
It's par 3. It has become this location over the years where fans really are vocal. And at a golf outing, at a golf event, especially a major tournament, the rule is you remain quiet and there's a decorum and you don't break that. But the rules are out at this particular event.
And it's degenerating, or at least like in Bethpage, New York, it's becoming that as well.
Well, they pulled
they pulled
it back on Bethpage because they give this place an exception.
All right,
for whatever reason. But so much so that they built a stadium around this hole. It's grown over the years. If you go back and see old footage of like when Tiger got a hole-in-one this hole, it's not nearly as crazy, or they didn't have the full 3-level stadium that goes all the way around this. So anyhow, this golfer, Sam Ryder, who I'm not all that familiar with, hit a hole-in-one, and I was watching this live, and you're seeing him, the camera's focusing on him and his caddy, they're going nuts, and I start to see a few bottles fly out, and I'm like, oh my God, people are throwing their beers. And then after that, they start showing all the different angles, and they showed a couple of angles from the crowd, and it's insane.
I've never seen anything like it. You've not seen this kind of reaction at a wrestling, exhibition, Preston. And the volume of the crowd, I've never heard that kind of crowd response.
Yeah.
Again, I thought it was a clip of the Super Bowl.
And when they got done, by the time they got done throwing all of their beers and bottles and whatever they had in their hands, like the bunker was full of bottles and cups. They had to. I mean, it was littered. It looked like a hat trick at a hockey, at a late season hockey game where everybody goes crazy. We have some audio from this.
Yes,
if you could pull that up, just so you get a feel for it. But it was phenomenal when it happened.
Hang on, maybe it was before all the Super Bowl stuff. Hang on. No, I don't see it.
Okay.
Oh, we do have
Did you send it over to Marissa?
It'll be over in a second if we don't have it in there.
All right.
We're watching the footage, Preston. Yeah, you're right. So the area where the stands are, that is, you would see that like at a NASCAR race.
Yeah.
That's
So
it's a lot of people.
My question for you, Press, is this: so when there's obviously not a tournament going, that hole is the way that is, right? So if I were to go and play there, I would have to play like with all those stands and everything there. That's how
stadium. They remove it. It's not there year round.
That's just temporary.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep. So I was telling you about my friend's friend who went to play there. Since it was the day after the tournament when they played there, the stadium was still set up.
Okay.
And he was hitting into that, which was pretty cool. All right, we have the audio of this now. Here we go. Wrong button. Here we go.
Sam Ryder taking it.
And listen, they've been drinking all
You usually
day.
hear this.
Yeah,
Golf
exactly.
clap.
Well, even for a hole-in-one, you'll hear a little bit more than that, but you definitely don't you don't hear the insanity that was, man. So that was pretty cool to see.
Yeah.
That's
Have I ever seen footage? I don't think that's the first time in a tournament I've seen footage of a hole-in-one. I know they happen, but that for me is the first time ever seeing it.
Yeah, they happen a decent amount. You'll get one every, a couple of months here and there probably, but yeah, to have it happen at that event, he's going to go down in history. I'm not sure who the last one was. Tiger hit it. Tiger put a hole-in-one there one time.
Oh, did he?
For this event, and they went crazy. Hang on a second. I'm going to go to Andy, who's been at the Waste Management Tournament. Hey, Andy, good morning.
Hey, good morning. You guys rock.
Good morning, buddy. So you've been at this event.
Yeah, so I actually won a trip to go there a couple of years ago, all expenses paid. And I'm not even a golfer, but I talked to one of my buddies, and he goes, "Dude, this is the golf tournament for you." He goes, "It's like a frat party with a golf tournament going on in the back."
Yeah.
Is that what it is? Yeah.
I mean, University of...
I mean, literally, it's like Mardi Gras. Like, people were full-blown dressed up in crazy outfits, beads. I mean, people were just constantly drinking. The 16th hole, you have to line up. I think you have to get there at about 4 or 5 in the morning, right, and start lining up to get to the 16th hole to actually get a spot to view there. And we were there as part of a corporate sponsor because we sold a whole bunch of hardware for this company. So they had a suite right on the 18th green, which was awesome. But they said there's a 10-year waiting list to get that same
10 years.
Whoa. Yeah, on the 16th hole. Yeah, a 10-year waiting list. That's how popular it is. But when we walk by the 16th hole, it's bumping like a club, like literally like a 5-story club. Like the whole thing's moving and jumping while people are playing golf. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's a different perception. Yeah, that's crazy because again, you always every one of them is usually fairly reserved, and everyone's taking it in, and that's that. Yeah, the gentleman's sport.
Yep,
that's hilarious.
I got to get there
All
someday.
the rules are out the window.
Yep. All right, thanks, Andy. Appreciate it, man.
Thanks, guys. Love you.
Love you too. All right, so Scott is there as we speak and was at the tournament yesterday. Hey, Scott. Good morning.
Gadzooks.
Gadzooks, dude. How you doing?
I'm good. How you guys making out?
Doing awesome. So, were you there on Saturday?
I'm actually I'm working out here in Phoenix temporarily, so I got a chance to go. We have friends that got the nice expensive tickets, so you go up to the upper levels there, and free food, free drinks, the whole 9 yards. And I'm telling you, if you ever come out, make sure you spend the extra money and get that package.
Okay. All right. So you were there yesterday, not on Saturday?
I was there on Saturday. Yeah.
Oh, you were there on Saturday. All right. Were you at the 16th hole?
I was the 16th hole. Unfortunately, we got there after that hole-in-one, but I heard all about it.
Okay.
But the rest of the day, the whole day, it's an absolute crazy party. You never get the scope of it. When you watch it on TV, it's always calm, but not this place. Not at all.
Well, I think it's suitable that it's the waste management because there was so much garbage on the greens when they were. There was just from 1 second to another, it was completely clean and empty, and then there were bottles all over the place.
I was there not long after. You would not. I didn't know it happened. You would not have known that happened a few minutes before I got there.
That's crazy.
Yeah, they cleaned it up. All right, dude, Scott, safe travels back, man. All right.
All right, take it easy, guys.
See you, bud. Thanks for checking in out there. Josh wanted to comment as well. Hey, Josh. Good morning.
Hey, guys. How are you?
Good, buddy. What's up?
Hey, there was also one yesterday. Carlos Ortiz hit one yesterday. So there were 2 hole-in-ones during the tournament.
On 16?
Yeah.
Oh, man, I didn't see that one. That's crazy.
Yeah, Carlos Ortiz. Look him up.
Okay. We're looking at it right now, actually. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Was that the one? Did he take his shirt off?
We're going to find out in a second.
I saw
because we see the ball going to the... Oh, my God, that's amazing.
Somebody took their shirt off and started throwing it
now
around.
He's taking his pants off. He's actually spanking it, Preston.
Oh, my God.
That's pretty wild.
He's going to get a new sponsor for
and
that
he's
one.
using the cover of his golf club as a sort of a condom, I guess.
Like a fleshlight?
Like something like that. Yeah, wow. He's putting salami in it.
Oh, Jesus. Stop it. These guys are so damn good. It's ridiculous.
I mean, could you imagine? Have you ever come close?
Yeah, 6 inches from getting a hole-in-one on number 16 at Letter Rock Golf Club.
All right,
and
so-
I was by myself.
Of course.
I have a picture of it, but yeah.
We were watching this Ortiz guy, and he makes the hole-in-one, and then they cut back to him. So if you can rewind in the video by about 30 seconds, there's somebody that's on the tee box with him. That guy then goes sprinting out of the way because he knows that the shower of beer is about to come running down.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just keep watching the video in a second. You'll see watch him celebrate, and then watch this guy beeline it behind him to get off of. See that guy?
Oh, yeah. Get out of here, man. I'm going inside. Oh, that's funny. That's funny. Wow, that's huge.
That can't be good for the grass, right? Or is it? Maybe it is good for the grass.
It's probably not going to hurt it.
Yeah.
Not going to hurt it. It should be all right.
The beer is probably used to drink. I mean, the grass is probably used to
There's
drink.
enough beer spilt all over golf courses in the country, so I think it'll be all right. Well, anyhow, something outside of sports. However, a game nonetheless. And Casey, I know that this is something that you had an issue with. So Wordle, as Casey and I are the ones on the show that play it. I don't know if anybody else here does or not, but we play daily and we kind of send our responses to each other.
Right.
And how we did, So some people are getting pissed off about the fact that the New York Times purchased the game and has transitioned onto their website, and fans have noted several issues that have popped up since the transition, including the game resetting, how many games that you have won in a row. And I think that may have been what happened to you, Case.
Yeah, possibly. I think maybe if you end up, I don't even know.
What the hell's going on?
I don't know.
You lost all your traction.
But I had one. I wasn't as mad after I lost one. There was a few days ago where I didn't get it in 6. And I was pretty glad that it had all gone away. So now I'm like 100% again.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because you were really...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because at that point, I was approaching like 20 in a row or 26
20 in a row.
row.
Very good. And so, but what happened is when they transitioned over to New York Times, a lot of people lost their accrued winning.
Right.
Well, that sucks.
Well, yeah. And you're essentially playing against yourself, right? So when you're undefeated and you have that, so I don't even know how many times I've played at this point. I think I've played over close to like 30 times or something like that. But if you're undefeated, then that just goes away, and there's no way to get it back. It's kind of frustrating. Yeah.
So Wordle was created by an engineer, and at the beginning of November had about 90 players, and now there's 3 million. The New York Times purchased the game in January for an undisclosed 7-figure sum and addressed the issue on Thursday, writing on Twitter, "We are aware that your current streak has been reset today. Our games team is currently investigating. Stay tuned for more Wordle updates."
So on...
It sounds like you're screwed.
Friday night, Preston, I was trying to walk my mom through how to play Wordle.
Okay.
I cannot believe how difficult it was to explain to her how to play this simple game.
Right.
She was at times trying to click and drag letters over that are on the playboard, not on the keyboard. I'm like, no, you can only use the keyboard. You can only use and she was trying to go diagonal, and I'm like, no.
You listen to me, old woman. You listen now.
Oh, your fingers hurt? Now your back is going to hurt because you just got garden duty.
You listen to me now, old woman.
Was that Happy Gilmore?
Yeah. I was trying to keep my composure. I maybe lost.
I'm gonna go teach my daughter to drive now.
It was, and I still don't think she got it.
So was she the one who approached you about learning it, or were you trying to just?
Yeah. Well, so she didn't know where to find it. She thought it was an app. A lot of people think it's an app. My friend Jen, same thing. She's like, I can't find the app anywhere. I'm like, here's the link.
Listen, old woman.
But I cannot. I can't even describe to you how my kids were all there. They've all played. They know how to play.
I don't care if you're my mommy.
Yeah.
Did you get it eventually?
Yeah, but there were. I was like, okay.
One more time.
You know that the second letter is N. Okay? You know.
It's green.
You know that. And then she was trying to use an R before the N. I'm like, first of all, you've already used an R, and you can't because you've already used an R. But what word in the English language do you know starts with RN? Renew. Like even renew is RENEW. Like not a word.
I'm gonna kill you.
You too.
Oh my God.
Word of player.
Cobra.
Listen, old woman. Your time is over. There's no word in the English language that starts with RN.
Oh, man. Well, anyhow.
Range isn't even a word.
Oh my God.
Oh my goodness. All right. I had a tough time with yesterday's word, man. I eventually got it in 5.
Good luck with today.
How long is it up?
really?
How long do they keep the Wordle up? Does it go away at the end of the day?
Yeah, whenever your midnight hits, that's when it resets to a new word.
I assume that if you start it and don't enter, like if you have a couple entered and you don't finish it, I would assume it chalks you up as a loss for the day.
No, you can go back.
No, but the next
After
day you can go
24
back.
hours. No.
No. You can. What do you mean? If I started playing and my first 2 guesses, I got 0 letters. So, but do you mean so if I go out of it now, I can go back in and continue?
Sure. But if you wait until after midnight tonight and you don't finish it before the day's up,
oh yeah,
I got to believe it's going to count as a loss for you. It's going to give you a 0.
Because you started to play.
Yeah, because you actually entered a word.
Wait, why do you care about wins and losses? Just to see what your number is?
Just keep your score.
Yes, there's $1 million at the end of it.
Yeah, everybody wins $1 million.
You win nothing.
Everyone wins $1 million. If you get the word every day, they'll give you $1 million.
Yeah, it's just out of
For
pride
yourself.
of doing a good job. So,
but it's funny because everyone will display the boxes with the different colors.
Yeah.
But they don't show you what they've done. So.
But for those of us that know, we know that if you get it in 3, that's pretty damn good. If you get it in 2, that's really damn good.
Did you get it
with
in
a lot
1?
of luck?
If you get it in 1, that's just dumb luck.
Yeah.
That is just dumb,
or is it really good play?
No, it's just dumb luck. I mean, how many 5-letter words are there out there, and you guess the right one?
I think it's 8.
Yeah, that's it. I thought it was at least 10.
I think the game would be over at this point. Only 8 of those?
So
we're doing the word great again.
Yeah. Hey, but speaking of games and things that we've talked about in the past, can I need to give a shout out and a thank you.
Sure.
Because I showed up, my friend Jackie cuts my hair, and so I go to her. She's available Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. So I went there on Saturday with my son to get my hair cut. And Jackie's friend, I show up, and there's a Amazon box just sitting on the stool, and she's like, "This is for you." And I was like, what? She's like,
it's a menstrual cup.
It was not a menstrual cup. But, and so she's like, yeah, one of my customers, knows that you come here.
Oh.
And he wanted to get you this. And so I started playing this weird guessing game, and I couldn't figure out what it was. And I just stopped guessing. And then I opened it. So this guy named Craig heard us talking about pickleball last week.
Yeah.
And he got me a whole pickleball racket set.
Oh, that's
I got
good.
4 rackets and 6 balls, and it was so kind and so nice, and so now we can all play pickleball if we
great.
want.
I love prostitutes.
Oh my God.
Well, maybe the next time you show up at Jackie's place,
maybe there'll be a prostitute there.
I want to play pickleball, and I'm getting 0 feedback from my wife.
Well,
so Casey,
I'm your pickleball buddy.
Maybe we can play that.
You should. Let's start a pickleball league.
Yeah.
Maybe we could
with the real pickles from that company that sent you the pickles, Preston.
Play down at the pickle Fishtown Pickle Project.
I thought you were going to say, "I'm your pickleberry."
I'm your pickleberry. So where would you play, Preston? You guys play down here? Or
well, there are some courses around here. Courses or courts around here, but down the shore there are courts down in the Crest.
Oh,
you can go.
You guys are up the Crest. So.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's very nice. Very, very. How sweet of people to do stuff like that.
It was really nice. And I was like, I hope he doesn't expect me to pay.
Well,
for
then, if I may, dude, if I have to pay for this, I'm sending it back.
Yeah.
Can I just also let me just thank Lori who sent me this cat toy with catnip in it. Lori, thank you, and she loves hearing about cats, and she's got a business per house. And so if you want that information on per house, just contact me and I'll give it to you. But that's very sweet.
My next question for you is this. If you are going to a salon or getting your hair cut and the owner of said salon is the one who cuts your hair.
Oh, here we go.
Do you tip them?
As the system goes, you would not because they are the owner. I think I would still.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, I thought it's whoever did the job.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's changed.
Yeah.
I think that you do.
Okay.
That was
I do.
Yeah, I think that was maybe an older rule, and this is just my opinion. I think now, you tip whoever cuts your hair.
I think, Kathy, we've checked it out over the years, like Miss Manners and other people like that have told you, if it is the owner, you do not tip. or you used to not tip.
Well,
but to me, if they've done the work, they're still.
Well, and that was because I think that stemmed from smaller salons. Like when people would open up and say there'd be 2-3 hairstylists.
Right.
You just assumed that, the majority of the money was going to her or, him because it was their business. And then you tipped the other workers. But I don't know.
So I'm not a cheapskate. I don't, or at least I don't think I am, but I hadn't. And I was having this conversation with a couple of people down the hallway. And one person was like, no, they own the place, especially like if, let's say they're doing it out of their house, right? So they're not like paying a second mortgage on a rental property or anything like that. And they're just doing it in their home. And so one person was like, no, it's their place. And then the other person is like, no, absolutely, you tip them. And I was like, well.
Oh, I think if you're going to their house, that's their business. There's not other employees. They're not paying out other employees, right? You're just going to their house. You're paying them for their business. I think that's okay. I don't think you have to pay additional onto that.
Yeah, if you're very happy with the service, and you move to
Clap
do
your
so,
hands.
do so. Yeah,
tips confuse me. I went and I played golf at a private club, and over the weekend, it was a friend of mine's a member there, and so one of the services they'll clean your shoes for you. So the guy cleans your shoes.
Here's a pickle.
And I'm by myself, so I didn't give him a pickle, but I gave him $5. I tend to tip on what I think X amount of work is probably worth as far. And dude, clean up my shoes real quick.
Yeah,
2 minutes tops. Right. I gave him $5. And I think he almost kind of looked at it like he wasn't in Ferris Bueller where he lays that dollar out to the snooty guy. And he kind of goes,
yes.
I kind of felt like that.
Yeah.
And I was like, did I way under tip on that? It was,
we should call him up.
$5.
You got to extrapolate, right?
Preston, you clean my shoes, and I've been wrestling with this. Did I tip you enough?
No.
How long did it take? You said 2 minutes?
It was super duper quick.
Okay, let's say it was 2 minutes. All right, that's 5. What's 5 times 30? Right, so that's what that's essentially what he made.
150.
So he makes $150 an hour cleaning off shoes.
I didn't have
That's
time
kind
to
of
do
what
that.
Well, because I was thinking the same thing with the people that dry your car off after the car wash.
Right. You give them $150?
No, but like
if it took an hour, you would.
If it took an hour, you pay $150. Yeah, obviously, but no, it's like it takes them.
Here's $150.
It takes the team of those guys just a couple
And
of minutes.
to think I used to clean shoes. No, I know.
How much do you tip those guys?
$5.
Yeah, that's what I pay. Yeah. Or if there's usually. Yeah, if it's usually I have 2 people that are doing it where I go to, and I just give them $5.
Well, that's what I mean. If I'm going to hand them like $2 and there's 2 people, like they're getting $1 each. You know what I mean? To me, that's not enough.
Yeah, if there's a couple people working on, I assess it at the time.
It's a volume.
I'm a little skewed. I know I'm stupid.
If they only made what you gave them, then like $2 doesn't, but it's volume. They're there for 8 hours.
Yeah, they're getting a lot of it.
Yeah,
and they're getting a lot of those, and so it adds up. So I don't ever want to tip too little, but I also I've already paid 20.
You don't want them to get cocky.
I've already paid like 20 some odd bucks for the.
No, I'm with you. I'm with you. I paid for a service, and this is on top of that, and you've done this amount of work. Which is very, very quick. And I go back to golf. Sometimes they will clean your clubs at the end of a round, and some guy will just be standing there, like not even at a private club where they haven't been your caddy or anything like that.
Have a pickle.
They'll clean your clubs real quick. So like $10, you give them to them, and you think about it.
Yeah.
Just rubbing off those clubs. That's less. That's maybe a minute and a half.
Yeah.
And that's a solid payoff right there.
I don't clean my clubs. Don't touch them.
You give them $10 for that?
Sometimes I'm that way too.
I think if you're giving $10 for a minute of just cleaning, right?
Yeah.
That's nice. That's absolutely nice.
Yeah, I know.
That's absolutely suitable.
It seems like too much to me. You know what I mean?
Well,
as in you for what you've done, what are you earning?
Think of my rule. Think of what is too much and then triple it. And that's how it works.
True, though.
And then when
I
you're
almost feel like
and in no time I'll be the one cleaning your shoes.
Yeah, but I almost feel like you have to recuse yourself from this conversation because
I'm stupid.
No, you're generous.
No, well, someone say stupid, but yeah. But listen, you guys are generous. That's a nice for $10 for that. I think that makes sense.
I think $5 for the shoe guy is perfect.
Do you tip your surgeon?
I hope so.
My surgeon?
Yeah.
Well, it depends if he does a good job. I wait until after the
Listen,
procedure.
I like what you did with these suture marks.
The people that should get tipped don't.
Right.
Am I alive?
You know the one who could really the anesthesiologist, right?
Yeah.
There they have a perfect. How much is it for you? Oh, 100%. 100%.
Okay. Oh, my God.
Okay, here's $1,000. Clean my golf clubs.
So how did this get started? I forgot.
I got a pickleball set from my my hairstylist
And
friend.
he tips tips for $150.
She owns her own business. Do I tip her?
Pickleball
golf.
So
All right.
I for starting on Saturday and for now on to the end of eternity, I will be tipping her.
You'll tip
But,
her? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But she probably didn't think anything of it if you didn't tip.
Well, that's
though,
what
you
she
know?
said. And,
Here he comes.
I know, but like she's, listen.
Ebenezer's here.
She's my friend, and so I don't want to mistreat.
Don't care.
My friend either, but like when it comes to like tip, like I had a shed delivered, right? And I'm talking to the shed lady on the phone. I'm like, listen, when these people come, I'm like, am I supposed to tip them, right? Because if I am, and if that's what they're expecting, I don't want the
lady, can I ask you something?
I told you I had a guy one time that came by to work on my dishwasher, and he was done, and I went to give him $10. He's like, "Oh man," he kind of laughed. He's like, "No, you don't tip me."
Oh,
is what he said. I was like, "Oh,
Yeah.
okay."
Okay.
You know, and he didn't.
You kiss me.
He didn't. I want to kiss you. He didn't laugh at me or go like it wasn't an insult to him. He was
Yeah.
like, "Oh, come on, man, no,
Yeah.
you don't." And it wasn't. No, I don't want to take anything. It was almost like giggling at me, like. Oh, how cute! No,
Yeah.
you don't tip a guy like me. You don't
go-
tip the guy who fixes your dishwasher.
Did he go?
That's good to know, though.
Snooty, snotty. But then again, we had some guys doing some work the other day, working on our front door. Michelle goes, "Here," and gave me like $40 and was like, "Here, go tip him." I'm like, "Okay."
And what'd you do? You went running right out and bought something for yourself.
Yeah, right.
What I'll do a lot of times, I like to buy the workers' lunch or something.
well, that's what the shed lady told me. She's like, just give them a couple of bucks so they can go out.
You're
and
very
get-
wise,
get a
shed lady.
burger.
Hey, shed lady.
Shed lady.
Oh, see, you okay?
Hey, lady, can I ask you something?
Hold on. So if there's workers in your house, you'll buy them lunch.
If they're working like outside and stuff, or even inside, I'll offer them. If they're putting in a day and they're doing some work, I want to make sure that they're.
See, I completely
care of.
stay out of their way because I feel like I don't want them
You're
to
getting
think
in their way, right?
Well, and that I'm looking.
get right in there. I
Well, that
start
I'm
handing
looking
them
over
tools.
their shoulder. Yeah, that I'm looking over the shoulder, being like, "Oh wait, can you do that?"
Right.
Or I just want.
No, that. No.
How about a socket wrench? Do you like this? How about an Allen screw?
Yeah, I can see Kathy. You put your hair in a ponytail. And you're like helping, like handing the
but even
tools.
just being
They
in the-
love that, and they love you asking constantly, "What's that? What's that?"
Yeah, but even just being in the same. I mean, I'll be in the same room, but like just not over them. Like if it was me, I'd be like, "What are you doing? What do you want? You can't help
Let you
here.
guys
Get away."
do what you're doing. I'm going to be upstairs moisturizing my breasts.
Yeah, Kat, I stay out of the way too.
Yeah.
I stay out of the way.
Wait, they don't
So I
want
don't
you. You
know
annoy
when-
them.
But so I don't know when they eat lunch or when like I.
Well,
I
you
don't
assume
know.
probably midday sometime.
Yeah, but again, I'm not gonna determine their schedule.
Okay. Well, yes. I don't make waffles and stuff for boys with the truck. Ding, 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 ding. Come on in. I'll float the project, the guy running the thing, some money and say, please take care of the guys for lunch.
Well, that's nice to do. Absolutely. Hang on, Mike wants to point this out. I think we covered this, but I'll go to him. He's been on hold for a while. Hey, Mike. Yeah. What's up, dude?
Hey, yeah, you guys did kind of cover it, but when the owner is cutting, it's totally up to you because they're getting 100% of what you're actually paying for the cut, whereas the other workers, the other stylists, the other barbers, they're usually not. They're getting half to maybe, it's like a 60% cut.
I think if. No, I understand, Mike, and I think I'll tip an owner, if you're happy with the work, and Kathy's right. It's become sort of blurred now, at this point.
Hang on. Here's all right. So here's conflicting.
Okay.
All right. So this says Preston is wrong and should not be spreading that information.
Okay. What'd you say?
Service technicians do accept tips. Maybe that guy wasn't allowed to, but I'm a service technician, and if somebody wants to give me something, I appreciate it so much. Then I had another one that says you shouldn't always tip based. Or no, wait. What was it?
On height.
Oh, why are you guys tipping people who get a real wage? Waiters don't get a real wage, so you tip them.
I do.
No, I know that, but he's saying them instead of people who are getting a straight up wage.
Right,
Yes.
right. I understand that.
Yep.
Yeah, I have my own thing and I follow it. I feel good. I try to make sure that everyone's taken care of. If they're providing a service for me, I try to take care of them.
Clearly not tipping Jackie was sitting with me and it didn't feel right. So
do you know how much you suck? No, if she probably would have brought it up, Case. But I mean, or maybe she wouldn't. But she's a friend of yours. I think at a certain point she would have said it. But I think you'd be okay if you wanted to do it. Do what's in your heart.
Yeah,
do what's in your heart.
Listen to your heart.
Listen to your heart.
Right. If we haven't learned anything from Roxette, I don't know what. That's definitely something we need to do, is take the words of Roxette and drive them home.
Listen to your heart.
I didn't know that was Roxette.
Yeah.
And so they had She's Got the Look and that song?
A bunch of big hits.
No kidding.
Yeah. Doing a stadium tour this summer.
Are they?
Yeah.
With Jay-Z?
No, she's dead.
Oh,
that's it. Rest in peace.
It's only stadiums that don't exist anymore.
Pull up the music of Roxette. Pull up a list. Your mind will be blown by how many hits they have.
Preston, they're playing JFK Stadium this summer.
Are they? No. Joyride was another big hit. Fading Like a Flower. It Must Have Been Love was a big hit.
Who did Crap in
Must Have Been Love, but it's over now. But it worked out somehow.
Was it Sheena Easton that You Got the Look?
Yes.
Is that a Prince song?
That was with Prince.
Right.
That was a duet. Yeah.
You sure enough to be down in my breath.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she passed away in 2019.
There you go.
There you go. Listen to me.
But that's okay, because the study I read said most Americans say Valentine's Day is not a real special occasion. So
it's my 25th wedding anniversary.
Yes.
So it is a special day for me. And my wife and I always listen to the music of Roxette.
And you should.
Yeah.
There's a lot of love in those lyrics, man. It was like a small radio station somewhere in like Indiana that caused them to become a huge sensation.
It broke them?
There was,
Isn't Indiana kind of the pipeline of all things Swedish?
I may get the state wrong, but I remember reading that it was a radio station that got a hold of a demo and played it on the air. And it, as we say in the business, it started getting phones, and it led to them becoming this huge sensation.
Who's that incredible song?
Yeah.
It was actually their parents calling.
What were you going to say, Nick?
I'm wondering if restaurants are enjoying the fact that the Super Bowl and Valentine's Day were back to back. Like if it's good for business or bad for business. Like if people went out last night, are they not going out tonight to celebrate Valentine's?
We were going to do a delayed Preston's birthday celebration with a couple that we wanted to get together with, and we couldn't do it around my birthday, and we were going to do it this past weekend. But even like a week out, we couldn't get reservations.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah. Because it was Valentine's Day weekend. And everything was booked up. Well, so they had to have been loving it.
Let me tell you. Let me ask you something. So like for last night for the Super Bowl, and Nick, feel free to jump in. On Super Bowl night, is there a point at which food delivery, like because obviously I ordered pizza, they delivered.
Yeah.
But they were swamped. I assume most places at a certain point cut that off, right?
What time did you order your pizza, by the way?
It came about 7. I ordered it about 6.
I'm surprised, that the phone even rang.
Yeah, like usually they'll take the phone off the hook.
Yeah. Well, they were hopping though. I am sure they made a killing. I was just wondering how they did it.
I don't really know.
Yeah.
You know what was weird is all right. So the game ended, and my son was at his friend's house, and I hit the road as soon as the game ended to go pick him up. And I couldn't believe how many cars were out on the road.
There were a lot?
Yeah.
Wow.
And because the game was over, and everybody's like, all right, I'm going home now. So a lot of people were out.
I remember when the Eagles were in the Super Bowl, I went out quickly just to get a hot chocolate or something. Just started out quickly. I paused.
Yeah.
And went out. It was empty.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like COVID empty, and then some. It
Right.
was wild. It was,
I believe it.
I said, if anyone wants to shoot a dystopian movie, now's the time.
Marissa?
We talked about this on my podcast the other day. Super Bowl tends to be slow for restaurants that aren't doing takeout, so people aren't like staying and watching the game.
Right.
So actually, a lot of restaurants will close and do their holiday party on the Super Bowl day.
Right. Okay.
All right.
Because it's a good day for closing. But Valentine's Day, that's any day other than a weekend, is great for a restaurant because it adds an extra day of.
Well, tonight's that
tickets
day.
to
And
them.
tonight is usually the day when most restaurants would be closed, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Mondays are
Mondays.
usually dead for restaurants.
So tonight they'll make up the business because it's Valentine's Day, and so it'll be good for business tonight.
Yeah.
Got it. All right.
Probably.
Well, that's good.
And everyone, I think a lot of the restaurants are doing the pickleball promotion.
Right.
Yep, and so they should. Make sure you tip them, though.
Yep.
All right, we're going to take a break. We'll be back in a second. Bizarre File stories are on the way when we return.
I know you guys think I'm crazy sometimes with my taste palette, but like there are, if I look at a menu, a wine menu, I will know, like I don't typically like, and it's a wide range, but like any wines from California. Like I don't think I've, yeah, and it can be anything. It doesn't have to be one specific wine.
You
but
don't like them?
typically, like anything that I've tasted, if it's from California, and I don't know, maybe it has something to do with the soil that the grapes
you
grow in.
said you're not fond of Mexicans.
Stop it! I never said that.
Oh, dear,
I'm part Mexican.
Oh, okay. Well, then why would you say that? That's crazy. No. There are some people
You might have a palate for it.
that could absolutely be it.
But I'm just wondering, maybe it does have something to do with where it's, where the grapes are grown.
Yeah. I don't. There's a documentary a friend of mine recommended. I haven't seen it yet. It's about sommeliers, like master wine tasters. And and I haven't seen it yet, but he said
It's about Somalians?
No, in the scene at
Pay attention.
In a scene, some friends are talking to the guy. He's like, "Come on, do the thing, come on." And he's like, "I don't want to blah 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 this and that." So he ends up giving in, and they pour him a bottle of wine. He does not know where it comes from, anything like that. He is able to sample it and has such a refined palate that he can not only tell you the type, he can narrow it down to the exact vineyard that it came from.
Gosh, what?
It's some people have these incredibly sharp palates.
They're basically the Michael Jordan of the wine world. I mean, it's this rare genetic ability to do something that you can be trained as a sommelier and make it to a level where you can work in a nice restaurant and know a lot about wine. But unless you have this innate ability, you're never going to be like this guy.
It's like people with perfect pitch.
Exactly.
And there are people that can smell things as well and know exactly the origin of it, what it is.
RoboCop has a gun in his mouth.
Well, there's a to reference a movie.
Move along. Drink your wine and move along.
There's a scene in one of the Hannibal Lecter films that he leaves a scent of a hand cream on a letter, and they bring in all these perfume people, and they're able to smell and find out exactly where it came from. And there are legitimately people that can do that. Same thing with wine.
People who work in the perfume industry are paid many millions of dollars because of that ability.
Yep.
Not that I'm an expert, but I drink Sauvignon Blanc and from New Zealand. There are different wines from New Zealand that I really really love. But to some people, it's going to taste very similar. It's going to taste the same. So we did a taste test, and it was 4 different Sauvignon Blancs from New Zealand, and I picked out each one and which was which.
Okay.
Wow, you're like the RoboCop.
Well, no, but it was like
You're like the RoboCop in New Zealand.
I'm from New Zealand. Lead me to your wine.
No, you have a great nose and a really refined palate.
And awesome boobs.
And a pointy nose.
I would not say a great nose, man. I can't take scents. Like it gives me a headache.
Your nose has abilities.
Yes, it does.
Is Somm the name of that documentary?
This is the one that I know about, unless there's another one. Maybe there was one that you saw that I didn't, but I've heard of this one before. SOMM.
Well, there is a documentary on Netflix that was, we put it up on PrestonSteve.com, like documentaries that you have to see. And it is about, I don't know if it's about sommeliers or wine, but it is about wine.
So it was my birthday yesterday, and I have like 6 great bottles of bourbon at home.
You got?
Yeah, some of them I got, some of them I bought, and they're of the upper level of bourbon. So, yeah. So I was sampling a few, and the best way to get a feel for them is to taste them side by side, because then you can really taste the differences between them.
No palate cleansers or anything?
No.
Okay.
Ice. You call that a palate cleanser? And don't give me crap because I put ice in my bourbon. But anyway, I wish I could articulate what I'm tasting. I'm like, yes, this tastes different than that, but I can't go. It has hints of caramel and an aroma of star anise, or I don't know.
Don't use words, just use sounds and grunts.
Yeah, like RoboCop. What about Bob Clip? All right, let's see if we can get the answer to this question. The poinsettia plant is indigenous to what country? 215-263-WMMR. I'm going to go to Mark for the answer. Hey, Mark, how you doing?
Good morning. If I win, will this be enough to spray Kathy's bush?
Yes.
Yes.
It very well might be.
Yeah,
Please,
that's
Mark,
fine.
give us the right answer.
Is it Mexico?
Mexico.
You can spray her poinsettia.
You are correct, Mark.
On your fact sheet, does it say where the name came from?
No.
It derives its common English name from Joel Roberts Poinsett, who was the first United States minister to Mexico, and he introduced the plant to the United States in 1825.
There you go.
How about that?
And I was just curious how it became associated with Christmas and why. Maybe just because it's red and Santa Claus, and I don't know.
It was Jesus' favorite plant.
Oh.
Yeah.
I had no idea. He visited Mexico.
He did a little travel in his earlier years when he was still in college.
Okay.
Hey, is it true though about that it is not healthy for cats?
Yes, that's
what I've heard.
That it's not healthy for cats. Now, they supposedly created a hybrid version of the poinsettia. So if you want to take a crack at it and see if your cat will survive, go for it.
Wait a minute. In the United States and perhaps elsewhere, there is a common misconception that the poinsettia is highly toxic. The misconception was spread by a 1919 urban legend of a 2-year-old child dying after consuming a poinsettia leaf.
Man, that's a human child. What about cats?
Let's see. Toxicity is relatively mild. Its latex can cause an allergic reaction in sensitive individuals.
So for 15 years, I didn't have a poinsettia in my house, and really I could have.
You know what? I don't know. It doesn't mention anything about animals.
Oh, it says there, sea cat's deadly scourge of the feline world.
May sometimes cause diarrhea and vomiting. So
Nothing about kitties.
Nothing about kitties in the in this particular post.
Why don't you Nick, type in the Google search bar "pussy" and see what comes up. It's probably some sort of
toxic
pussy.
All right,
see what we get.
All right,
only $19.95 a minute.
I will move along. Get back to me if you find anything, Nick. Paula Patton. Oh,
yes.
Dude.
What? I'm doing what Steve said.
Take it off of images.
May I just be?
So he typed in toxic pussy, but he had it on images.
No, you don't want to see that.
It's standard stuff.
Go to videos. Maybe there's cats in that.
Now we know it's bad for your cat.
Go to videos.
Put up the videos.
What about
Oh, Toxic Pussy is a band.
Oh, that's a good band name.
Yeah, it is.
All right.
Okay.
What's your next story?
Dan Rather announced a new social media page in the midst of January's flying fake news and alternative facts.
It's called Shart.com. Shart.com.
Okay.
Now join me over on Snapchat where I show you a sexy new way to work out.
I love your dad, rather. He said, I got into news in the first place to be a part of something noble and bigger than myself. For those reasons, I am starting a second Facebook page called News and Guts, a digital news feed of sorts. He said the goal is to inform, innovate, and inspire. He said this Facebook page will be under the stewardship of a very talented group of reporters who work at my company. These are men and women who know real news.
Check it out at toxicpussy.com. It was the only domain name available.
Yeah, unfortunately, Shart.com is taken.
Ah, son of a bitch.
I know. They make T-shirts.
It actually should have been ours, right?
Yeah.
They've reported.
We always have great ideas years after other people have had them.
He said they've reported with me.
Again, that's toxicpussy.com.
About cats.
Yes.
Right? Yeah.
They're the reaction to poinsettias.
Yeah,
which can be toxic and lethal. Hence, toxic pussy.
I don't know why I didn't bring this up earlier when I was talking about accidentally drinking last night.
Yeah.
But the tourism, and you guys know I'm a bourbon and whiskey fan. The tourism is way up in Kentucky.
Because of this?
The Kentucky Bourbon Trail.
Wow. What is the Kentucky Bourbon Trail?
Well, they've got loads of distilleries. So it used to be, and it isn't as much anymore, when...
I assume it's not a straight line.
No, to call a spirit bourbon...
Yes.
part of the requirement is it had to be distilled in Kentucky.
All right.
There's another requirement. It has to be 51% corn, I believe. But now there are other. Now people are labeling bourbon, even though if it's not made in Kentucky. So they're actually there's a local bourbon. It's called Kinsey. And it's out of Philadelphia, I believe. Philadelphia, or at least Pennsylvania, and it's called bourbon. I had it's good. But anyhow, so Kentucky has a bourbon trail. So all of these distilleries, my dad and I went and visited the Maker's Mark distillery a few years back, which was really, really cool. And there's, Jim Beam and Wild Turkey and Woodford Reserve and just all of these different ones. Four Roses, Evan Williams. And you can go from distillery to distillery to distillery.
How hammered are you by the end of that?
Totally, because you get free samples while you're at them, and they can they do bus tours, so you don't have to drive. And
it's okay, I got it.
My buddies and I, Rochelle and I, and another couple, were going to go do this about 2 years ago, and something came up, and we weren't able to do it because my dad and stepmom live in Lexington, and we could start right there and then work our way through the Bourbon Trail. But we didn't get to do it. It is still on my list of things to go do, but I have been there for part of it.
Yeah, so like Napa and Sonoma are similar. I mean, it is a it's a destination to go. Oh, first of all, it's beautiful up there, and you can go to San Francisco first. But you can do bus tours. But I mean, wine is a lot less potent than bourbon is, and you can really only do like 3 vineyards, and then you're good.
You're going to be wrecked.
Yeah, and at these, obviously you're taking just the small little samples,
half bottles
of the bourbon, just a half bottle. But anyhow, there have been more than in 2016 there were more than 1 million visitors who made stops at distilleries along the Kentucky Bourbon Trail. And the Kentucky Bourbon Trail Craft Tour. What is this music?
Welcome to the Kentucky Bourbon Trail.
I love this.
Oh, what fun we're going to have this afternoon. Happy trails to you. It's not really like a line. It's like you just wander to the left and to the right, and eventually you'll hit a bourbon place. I'll be your tour guide.
Kentucky Distillers Association President Eric
Gregory. But first I got to take a piss.
Eric Gregory says that it shows that people don't just want what's in the bottle, not the Bible.
I don't want what's in the Bible.
So they have a thirst for Kentucky's bourbon culture.
Now here's where I can connect to this. I do not drink. Mm-hmm. Everyone knows that. Mm-hmm. I, however, am fascinated with the culture surrounding it. Yeah. When Mila Kunis talks about the way, what does she do for bourbon? Is it bourbon or what booze does she push?
Oh, Jim
Beam.
I think she's Jim Beam.
Yeah. Is it Jim Beam? That's
talks
bourbon.
about the process and all that stuff. I'm like, I am fascinated by that.
It's pretty cool because you go into where they make, where they create it and distill it and refine it, and it's really cool to see the process, and then they age it in all these barrels.
Right, and then the wood apparently can have, there's like a residue in the wood that can also be part of
the water that they get right from that particular area or county. The minerals in that water have to do exactly with the flavor that comes out. So so they said that it's way up right now. The Kentucky Bourbon Trail showcases 9 distilleries, and it was up 17% from 2015, so it's really cool. I'm going to go do that. I'm absolutely going to go be a part of that whole thing. So I should have brought that up earlier when we were talking about booze. I'm bringing it up now. So there.
It's your show. You can do what you want.
Yeah. Damn it. Antonio Banderas appears to be bouncing back. I did not know this, but he's doing well after being briefly hospitalized for chest pains.
I felt very bad in my chest.
In an interview with The Sun on Monday, Banderas, who is 56, said that...
I thought it was a heart attack, but I just had to fart.
That he was working from home in Surrey, England.
Ah, yes. Like a warm Barcelona evening. I miss my home of Barcelona.
Wait, so you just do that, Casey, again.
Like the streets of Barcelona.
Did you have to waft that up to your face?
It's what you call a Barcelona oven.
So...
You can see the streets now. And the little children playing in the street.
And you know what? I wonder if people have to... I'll bet you people talk to us. via their radio.
They're probably screaming, "No, you're wrong."
Oh, yeah, most of
that
the
has to
time.
be the most common thing uttered at the radio when we're on. That information's incorrect.
Yeah. In fact, I had jotted down a note not that long ago. I think I have it right here. Yeah, why have you yelled at us?
Oh, really?
Yeah, see it right here?
Oh, I love that.
Why have you actually yelled out loud, audibly in your car at us? I don't know if I want to hear this or not.
I do.
Okay.
Do you think who ranks higher in the yelling department, lawyers or doctors?
WMMR presents Preston and Steve's Bizarre File.
All right, let's start with this story. This is pretty cool. Police call handlers saved a woman from an intruder 3,000 miles away in Canada after she had contacted the wrong police force.
Wow.
The team at Durham Police England were contacted via online chat by a woman who reported an intruder in her home in Durham, Canada. She had typed, "I need help. He is in the house," before falling silent. Realizing the woman's mistake, Durham police contacted their Canadian counterparts, and a man was arrested 30 minutes later near her home. A spokesperson for the Durham police said that the call handlers kept the live chat open while contacting Canadian officers from the Ontario province, who were immediately sent to the scene in the town of Ajax.
There was a mishap in the beginning, though, where the officers drowned trying to drive across the Atlantic.
Oh, that's unfortunate. They didn't mention that.
They didn't
in the
mention
story.
that, no.
35-year-old man was cornered in a nearby yard and tasered. Police said the woman had been attacked and needed medical treatment, and a man is now charged with breaking and entering.
Thank God they were able to do that, man.
Assault and forcible confinement.
Yeah.
Inspector Andrea Arthur said this was an unusual incident, very distressing situation for the victim, but the team remained calm and managed to help our Canadian colleagues resolve the situation quickly. They said if we can assist in rescuing a vulnerable victim in immediate danger, regardless of where they live, we will do all that we can to help.
Amazing.
Passengers on an Air Asia flight had their trip rerouted after spotting an uninvited passenger on the plane. In a video shared on TikTok by a user, what appears to be a long snake can be seen slithering through an overhead light fixture. In the caption, the user wrote that the flight, which was headed from Kuala Lumpur to Tawau, had instead made an emergency landing. The airline's chief security officer confirmed the incident in a statement, said Air Asia is aware of the incident that occurred on the flight. As soon
With these monkey fighting snakes on this Monday to Friday plane.
As soon as the captain was notified, the plane was diverted to Kachung to be disinfected. And he went to state that neither passengers nor guests were in danger.
Yeah, right.
But they had the snake slithering around
Don't worry, folks.
in the top of the compartment.
What you should worry about are the scorpions.
All right. The Delaware County District Attorney's Office announced an arrest in a 40-year-old cold case involving the killing of a Marcus Hook teen. Denise Pearson was 18 when she was beaten to death the night of April 14th, 1981. According to D.A. Jack Stolzheimer, 58-year-old Wayne Walker is charged with criminal homicide, murder, and kidnapping. Peter Horn was identified as a co-conspirator, but has since passed away. Authorities said on the night of Pearson's death, the victim, Walker, Horn, and two additional suspects were at Horn's home, and at one point, Pearson tried to run for the door. Walker told authorities Horn hit her with a stick, making her bleed. One of the additional suspects helped as Horn tied her up and put her in trash bags. Walker admitted to officers that Horn and the suspects took Pearson behind Marcus Hook High School.
Horrible.
In the parking lot and to the railroad track, and one suspect hit her with a railroad spike. But this many years later, 40 years later,
able to do it.
They found who the killer was, and the Delaware County District Attorney's Office will release more information. So, in light of that information, 5 points to Delaware County for their exemplary police work.
And never giving up.
5 points. Yes.
Wow.
So we'll add that to the list in a moment here. Wow. Documents recently filed. I wanted to overshadow the beheading story.
Oh, my
that
God,
came out of that.
I know.
Because I
You're
thought that
really
was
throwing them a
negative 1,000 points for that one.
Documents recently filed by the Alabama Department of Environmental Management show that the infamous poop train may have returned to Jefferson County.
All aboard!
Problems first arose in the summer 2017 when Big Sky Environmental unloaded rail cars full of human waste from New York and New Jersey off a rail spur near West Jefferson and carried them to their landfill in Adamsville.
You can hear its horn, Preston.
People living in the area said that the stench of human waste could be smelled for miles away.
I couldn't take it.
And there was an infestation of flies. There were even reports of the waste sloshing around onto the road as it was being transported.
Slosh poop, the worst.
By the winter of 2018, the rail cars full of human waste started piling up at a rail spur in Walker County in the town of Parrish. The car smelled so bad the town's mayor at the time compared it to rotting corpses. After months of complaints, Big Sky Environmental vowed to stop hauling in out of state human waste. That must be like, the smell of your own farts. It's nice, but out of state fart,
it doesn't work.
It's not going to work, right?
No.
Resident David Brashfield said that he has doubts. He said, I really never thought that it was going to stop because I knew the Big Sky was very aggressive in getting this waste to the area and making the money that they're going to make off of it.
It's horrendous.
And apparently they found a newly constructed rail spur at the landfill.
I would have dynamited the bridge.
And they also noted 8 empty rail cars, and they said the cars had been unloaded in the last 2 weeks, so they think that it's going to happen again.
Imagine you're the hapless hobo who hops aboard this.
Oh, God, man. All right, and then we'll do one more story, and we will wrap it up after this. About 200 birds have died overnight in mysterious circumstances near a village in England.
Is this the footage? Did you see the footage of these birds just dying?
I didn't see them dying, but I saw them dead on the ground.
Yeah.
The birds believed to be starlings were found between Watterson and Hazel Beach. There were 50-plus birds on the road, and you could hear them all in the hedges squawking and making noises. The birds may have been disturbed from their evening roost. And apparently, to an official, they said when this happens during nighttime, it can cause them to collide with the ground as they become disoriented.
Oh.
However, further examinations will be needed to confirm the cause of the incident. The local council confirmed 200 starlings have been found dead on the road and said it was not known how they had died.
Yeah, the footage I saw, Preston, was in the daylight. It looked like literally there had been some sort of large vehicle up in the air that just was pouring out dead birds.
No kidding.
This black cloud of dead birds just fell to the ground, and that was it.
No,
and they
that
still
one I
don't know
haven't
how it
seen.
happened.
Wow. All right, and there you go. That's what I have in the bizarre file for you. All right, we're going to take a break. We'll come back in a second. Lesson, question, trash, music, news. That stuff is up next. Hang in there.
Well, that's negative. Let's put it this way. Anybody with a degree or even a basic level of intelligence is going to be absolutely irate listening to us.
It's funny because you get bits and pieces of information, and then you kind of put the rest, you make up the other puzzle pieces together, and it must be like A plus B must equal C, I think.
Every state has a Springfield.
Right.
But, and it sounds theoretically.
Well, I heard that somewhere.
But every now and then we venture into territory where we have absolutely no expertise in it at all. And obviously we have a wide range of people that listen to this show, and some people are experts.
Yeah.
And when we start to tread into their waters, it's got to be infuriating.
But the truth of the matter is, part of the mechanics of the show is we enjoy having you set us straight.
Here, I have some examples. I yell when you pronounce towns in Massachusetts wrong.
Okay.
Mechanics, you're almost 100% wrong when you're talking about anything car related.
Yeah, it sounds about right.
Yeah.
My boyfriend and I pretty much only yell at Kathy.
Let me go to Kyle. Hey, Kyle, how you doing?
Hey, what's up, Gadzooks?
Gadzooks. I thought you were going to sing Hey, Hey, Paula for a second.
When do you yell at us?
What's that?
When do you yell at us? When do you yell at us, Kyle?
All right, yeah. So, no. Earlier in the show, a couple weeks ago, you guys.
There might be a gas leak in your house, Carl.
People are yelling right now. Right now.
At you, Kyle.
My cat's sleeping.
No. A couple weeks ago, you guys were talking about, like, bank robberies.
Yes.
You guys were talking about, like, it's funny, people are calling in about, like, super crazy. Like, they were calling about, bank robberies. You guys want to know all the secrets about banking?
Yes, we did want to know all the secrets about banking.
All right, look, you know what? And I was listening at that, and like all like the tellers, everything, and I was hearing like TD tellers calling in about all.
Yes.
Yeah. Honestly, they could lose their jobs over that. As nuts. What they were telling you.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Now, what show were you listening to?
No, he's right. We were talking about, for example, if a robbery takes place, what are the tellers supposed to do? I think that's the conversation Kyle is referencing.
Yeah. So, Kyle, what's your background? Do you have an
He's a bank
expertise in
robber.
that? Are you a bank robber or what?
No, I'm not a bank robber. No, not a bad.
There is definitely a gas leak in your apartment.
There are people yelling at Kyle right now.
Open up a window now.
Seriously, Steve.
Okay.
Steve,
We're losing
Oh, darn it.
We're not losing him. He's passing out.
The gas finally got him.
Breathe deep, Kyle.
Do you find him an attractive man, Robert Downey Jr.?
Yeah, he's okay. Yeah.
Okay.
He's attractive. I don't know if he would be on my list.
Do you like his attitude?
Do I like his
Do you
attitude?
like his sort of freestyle, loose cannon, happy-go-lucky?
I mean, I like him.
Snarky.
Yeah, no, I do. I like him, but I just don't know if I created this list, if I would have put him on it.
Okay.
He is a guy that has matured well because he was kind of goofy looking.
He was.
In his teen days and early 20s when he started in the films, and he definitely had chops. He had acting chops. You could tell early on.
Early on, yeah.
But he had a goofy look about him, but he's stayed in good shape, and he got the big gap between his teeth taken care of, and he's a good-looking fella. He did.
Yeah.
If you go back to
Weird Science.
Weird Science.
Yeah. Tony Stark.
Totally. He had a huge gap between his teeth.
I've just invented a repulsor ray. Holy cow!
It works.
Tornation, it works.
Good Lord.
I'm gonna be an Iron Man. A man what's made of iron.
Number 3 is Denzel Washington.
I want to hear more Dumb Iron Man.
I know.
I'm gonna fly. It's cold up here. Gotta remember not to fly too high.
God.
Because my parts I got all frozen up.
Denzel Washington. We are getting ready for the festivities, so let us now go live to a small area of the WMMR parking lot known as Knob Gobbler, Pennsylvania, where our own Nick McWayne and Catherine Romano anxiously await the appearance of the ground slob, Gary Lauer, our slobnosticator.
So we're here to observe a ritual as old as late yesterday afternoon when we first thought about it, and I'm so excited that we're here to observe that ritual.
Yeah. The arrival of the ground slob, Gary Lauer, and his prediction for a longer or shorter winter. That's what we're here for today, Nick.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know if you guys can tell or see from the video feed, but it does appear that there's a little bit of rustling going on inside this POS.
Is there a way that we can kind of listen in and see?
Let me put the microphone up to the door.
Okay.
I don't know if you guys can hear anything.
I'll turn it up a little bit.
Okay, all right.
Can't get it open.
Who the hell's out there? For Christ's sake. Can't a man take a piss? So, I get this morning boner so freaking hard to piss in the morning. Give me a double beer, for Christ's sake.
Can you guys hear that? Can you hear the rustling?
Amazing.
He's just starting to stir.
Give me that damn beer.
Saying something.
Tell everybody, I think we're going to be in for another 6 more months of winter.
Oh, you should smell it from down here, guys.
Can you see him in there?
No, I can't.
Really?
All I can hear is some rustling going on. I can't see anything yet, Steve. It's not very well lit inside.
Who's he talking to?
That hooker
I don't
forgot
think
her
anybody,
damn
Casey. I think he's talking to himself.
I heard something about a hooker.
Yeah, he's attempting to. It seems like he's almost attempting to read lines I wrote for him, but not being able to do it. He's almost missing every single line.
That is shocking.
What was her name? I knew it. That damn hooker left her glass eye here again. Darn it. Preston, you got to help me out here, man. What's the best? I had 16 freaking skid marks in my underwear.
Okay, all right. This is exciting. This is magical.
It's just beautiful.
Okay.
Magical. Yeah. So, Kathy's going to knock 3 times on the door. Knock 3 times on the door. Wait.
Hello.
Okay. And now the moment we've all been waiting for a good 5 or 6 minutes. Hear ye, on this, the 2nd of February, in the year our Lord 2017, our ground slob, Gary Lauer, working his way out of the RV, drinking a beer, terrified of the sun. Beer cans and bottles aplenty.
I need help. We need help.
There's a bottle of Admiral Nelson's rum. We could not afford Captain Morgan's, but
I
we
wish
do
we could
have
another groundhog here I could share my time with. You know?
Yeah, sure, whatever that was.
All right.
He's got toilet paper draped out of his robe.
He's wearing a robe.
Is there a hole out of his bed?
Is his
I think
jam?
there's going to be 6 more weeks of winter, children. boys and girls of all ages.
Well, we haven't asked you if you saw your shadow.
Well, you heard it here. 6 more weeks.
Oh my God! He's walking around. He's absolutely aimless. He's going to the back of the RV. Hey, look in there and see if there's a meth lab.
Gary, come on over here.
There's a lot in there. Here, Gary.
All right, do the official thing, Nick, just to make sure.
Hello, boys and girls, kid of all ages.
Kid of all ages.
Kid of all ages.
Good morning, everyone.
Is that one of the lines you wrote, Steve? Kid of all ages.
I don't even recognize it, but yeah.
Gary,
Gary,
I have to actually ask you a question before you announce it, okay? That's how this works. Because this is tradition and a ritual going back to yesterday.
Absolutely.
Do you,
Absolutely.
or do you not, Gary Lauer, our ground slob, do you see your shadow?
Oh, I definitely see my shadow.
He
sees the shadow. I mean,
it's in there.
How not at all anticlimactic.
Well, does that not mean 6 weeks more of winter?
Yeah.
Yes, and that's
Sadly.
what he said.
Oh.
You could understand that?
Not really.
I did.
think it was written down.
I speak Gary, and I understood that. And yes, he said 6 more weeks. And Gary
looks like an Amber Alert in the making.
He sure does, Steve.
Unbelievable.
We have some more invites to our Painfully Single Mixer. It's coming up on Thursday, and we are headed to Maggie's Waterfront Cafe in Northeast Philly.
I think that's everyone is very excited that it's going to be there, by the way. It's a great location for this. And this, of course, the most important mixer of the year.
The view is supposed to be beautiful and romantic, which is perfect for what we're doing. So let's take another 8 callers, 215-263. WMMR. Bill hates it when I do 10, so I'm going to do 8.
10's a weird number.
215.
It looks like a skinny guy standing next to a fat guy.
215-263. WMMR. If you're at least 21 and you can join us, it starts at 6 o'clock, so it's kind of a little bit early. You go straight from work and head on over. And first Butter Bud Light is complimentary, and we'll do the free happy hour buffet, and then hopefully we'll hook you up with someone.
We're going to try, but as you said, and you've been saying many times, Preston,
give that away.
work with us.
So hang in there. It's coming up in a little bit. Meantime, we will whet your appetite, chance to win something else. We're going to give away a pair of tickets for the Philly Pops as they are presenting Let It Be on March 11th at the Kimmel Cultural Campus. So it's, again, them doing the music of the Beatles. Pretty awesome.
That's pretty awesome, yeah.
So the question that we're going to go with this morning, according to Steve, how many 5-letter words are there? 215-263 WMMR. This is to see if you were listening, and it was not that long ago, about roughly an hour ago. According to Steve, how many 5-letter words are there in existence? And if you know what the answer to that is, and you should call now, 215-263 WMMR.
The trash business is a gold mine. 93.3 WMMR with Preston and Steve's Hollywood Trash.
And what do we get today, Steve?
Well, Prince Charles has tested positive for COVID-19 for a second time. Charles is reportedly doing well, but there is concern for the Queen that she might have been exposed because the two usually do CrossFit together.
Oh. Hey!
Rapper Kodak Black is doing well after being shot outside of a Justin Bieber Super Bowl party in L.A. on Friday night. Bieber's parties are very popular because his attendees usually survive getting shot.
Oh, my God.
And finally, rumors swirling that 44-year-old John Mayer and 22-year-old Sabrina Starr Kiernan Shipka are an item after the two were seen with a lot of PDA at a Hollywood night spot. Mayer has complimented Shipka in the past, saying she's got the smarts and maturity of a woman 10 years older, which makes her still 10 years too young for him. And that's your Hollywood Trash.
All righty, we're going to test your knowledge of today's program and what we've been talking about. The question that I have this morning is, according to Steve, how many 5-letter words are there? 215-263 WMMR. We're going to go to Angie. Hi there, Angie.
Good morning.
All right, Angie, how many 5-letter words are there?
8.
8 of them. Hang on, Angie. We are going to give you some tickets, a pair of them, as the Philly Pops present Pops Rocks Let It Be on March 11th at the Kimmel Cultural Campus. And the Fab Four's greatest hits will be performed live with a full orchestra. More information and tickets for the March 11th through the 13th shows at phillypops.org/letitbe.
Now, Preston and Steve's Music News on 93.3 WMMR.
Dead air.
So, Corey Taylor will release a new EP of cover songs and acoustic tracks called CMFB Sides on February 25th. And the 9-song project features the newly released first single On the Dark Side.
Just released, newly released.
So, I guess it's that. Is it that Beaver, John Cafferty and the Beaver Brown Band? I don't know.
Nice beaver.
The CMFB Sides EP is follow-up to Taylor's 2020 debut album, CMFT.
Too many letters.
The new project includes acoustic versions of the songs from the LP Halfway Down in Kansas. I was just kidding it. I don't think it's
not Eddie and the Cruisers?
On the Dark Side. Cover songs featured on the EP include Metallica's Holier Than Thou, Dead Boys, All This and More, and Kiss Got to Choose. So, I don't know. I mean, it's an EP of, it says acoustic tracks, but also cover songs, so it could be On the Dark Side.
On the dark side.
Oh, that's a guilty pleasure song for me.
It's a complete Springsteen ripoff, but it works.
I like that, too.
Yeah.
Called CITY. Do you guys remember
I remember that, yeah.
Living in the CITY, the hard times down in the city.
Another, and that was very much a ripoff. You're right.
ROCK in the USA.
Yeah. And then he, who else did he rip off?
He did Hearts on Fire for Rocky IV.
That's him?
Yeah. And he did two Stallone movies. He did...
You did two of them for me.
Voice,
I'll never forget it.
Voice of American Sons.
Oh, my God.
And that was in Cobra.
I totally remember that.
And then Hearts on Fire for Rocky IV.
And he's a guy, he was from Jersey as well.
Was he?
Yeah, he's straight out of the Bruce Springsteen handbook thing. Yeah. I'm pretty sure he's from Jersey. Does it say there, Nick?
Then who did Total Eclipse of the Heart?
What?
Bonnie Tyler.
Well, Roxette didn't do Total Eclipse of the Heart. No.
Wait, Total Eclipse of the Heart.
Bonnie Tyler.
Bonnie Tyler.
Yeah. Bonnie Hunt.
That was the best of the known is I can name that tune. I can name that tune in one note.
John Cafferty's from Rhode Island, but I think they went through New Jersey once.
From Rhode Island.
I thought he was from Jersey.
Oh, yeah.
They've been in New Jersey.
Going whale watching, then I'm going to go home.
We should play Name That Tune with Rocky. Or was that, I'm sorry, was that Rambo?
It can be whatever you want.
Okay.
Could be Cobra.
That's the beauty of me. I can be Cobra too.
Yeah.
Maybe whatever you want.
No, there's no songs full of hand wringing and teen angst coming out of Rhode Island.
No, not that I know of. Yeah.
Grew up in Rhode Island.
All right. Well, anyway.
They shared a bill with Southside Johnny and the Asbury Jukes.
There you go.
Why don't we split this?
That's where I got Jersey from. Must have been.
We split it? Yeah, but you had all those beers.
Who had the roast beef?
I was drinking water. I'm not splitting this.
All right. Moving on.
John Cafferty.
John Cafferty.
And you will be missed.
Everyone.
He's not. No, is he dead? He's not
No, he's just
dead,
not
is he?
here, and we miss him.
You totally missed him.
It's completely accurate.
I miss him so much.
Hang on.
Everyone says that I will be missed.
Wait, John Cafferty doesn't have his own Wikipedia page. It's just the Beaver Brown Band.
Yeah.
Okay.
He actually just shares Roxette's Wikipedia page.
Oh, okay. Of the Dawn album on Friday. The clip was directed by White. Fear the Dawn is the B-side.
I don't like the Dawn.
To the recently released Love is Selfish, which appears on White's second album of the year.
Make it stop.
Entering Heaven Alive. This is the Dawn. This is supposed to be the Dawn.
Sun's coming up. I don't like that.
Due out July 22nd. The Love is Selfish Back with Fear the Dawn, limited edition. Tricolor 7-inch was available exclusively at Third Man Records.
Is that Love is Shellfish, did you say?
Nashville and Cass. Love is Selfish.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
There was a Shellfish.
And Corridor Detroit on Saturday, as well as Third Man London this Saturday.
He's rocking a real, in this video, Preston, a real sort of button-down look.
White recently announced the first dates of the supply chain issue tour as well. Not coming to our area, no surprise.
Of course.
Playing Philly. Tobias Forge, speaking of playing in Philly, Ghost played here over the weekend. Tobias Forge has opened up about his songwriting process. During an interview, he said, when you're writing, you just want to make a really good record drenched in as many hooks as you can possibly muster. The only problem with trying to create records for me, besides ability, is try not to repeat myself. I said I always try to write songs that I've never written before. I always try to add songs to our repertoire that we don't have already. And lyrically, I also try to not use the rhymes that were done in the past. He said that's probably the hardest because you sort of run out of rhymes and words and phrases, and thus you need to really sharpen up. Sometimes it comes out really good, and sometimes I can look back on lyrics and I'm like, eek.
Would it do better if he adopted some of the sounds of John Cafferty and the Beaver Brown Band?
I think it wouldn't hurt. It's been a while since.
It's very dark out there. But it's okay, I'm a ghost.
This will remain an active concern for its band members with plenty more studio tracks still to come. Slash is currently out on the road with Miles Kennedy and the Conspirators in support of their new album, which is called 4. And coming on February 25th is Guns N' Roses' 4-track EP titled Hard School, marking the first set to feature Axl, Duff, and Slash since the band's 1993 covers album, The Spaghetti Incident. When pressed about the news, the new proper Guns album, Slash told Rolling Stone, there's a bunch of new stuff also coming, maybe a little bit more complex, but it's just as much fun. I know that we've got some songs, and we're releasing another one at some point soon, and there'll be another one after that. As far as the record is concerned, that remains to be seen as far as the whole package, but I feel pretty confident that at some point down the road, there will be one. So they are talking about
Very cool. Yeah.
All right, one last bit of trivia just to make you feel old. It was 35 years ago today that Bon Jovi's Living on a Prayer began its 4-week run at the top of the Billboard Hot 100. The song was first released the previous August on the band's third album, Slippery When Wet, serving as the set's second single. Following the chart-topping You Give Love a Bad Name, Living on a Prayer toppled Madonna's then 6th #1 hit, Open Your Heart, after only 1 week on the top Hot 100. So it just shot to the top of the charts once it was
The
released.
video certainly helped. He had that lion's mane of hair and became a heartthrob for a lot of women.
Upon its initial release, Living on a Prayer sold a whopping 800,000 copies in the U.S. alone, and in 2013 was officially certified triple platinum. Italy in June 2020 saw the video racking in over 600 million YouTube videos. John co-wrote the tune with bandmate Richie Sambora and noted songwriter Desmond Child. It maintains that its success took him by surprise. In a recent interview, he said, that song, God bless it, but my God, who knew? Not us, I can assure you. He said it was created on a day when none of us had any ideas. We just had a conversation, and it came out of that, and I am sure happy my name is on it. He went on to recall, I remember walking out of the room with Richie, and I said, nah, it's okay. Maybe we should put it on a soundtrack or something like that. And Richie looked at me and said, you're an idiot. It's really good. And I said, I just don't know where it's going. He said, but it didn't have that boom, boom, boom bass line yet. It sounded more like The Clash. Instead of that doom, 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 it had something else going to it. So, but massive hit.
You can't, yeah.
And a sing-along. If it's on.
Absolutely.
And there's a crowd of people.
Yeah.
Let's take a break, come back and wrap it up. Don't be gone long because we won't be. Be right back.
Preston and Steve
Preston and Steve.
on 93.3 WMMR.
Think Twice, and Judd, you have a relationship with Mike as well, obviously.
He was a consultant on the show.
Okay, yeah. So that
you look like Mike Birbiglia.
I do
a little bit.
Wow, that's a compliment.
I just think whoever you're talking about, you look like that.
I'll take it as a compliment because he's talented. But I loved Don't Think Twice, and I loved it because of what it seems to me is sort of mirrored in this show. There's you pay attention to the art of the craft, and we're all fans of that. So how do you do that without getting too far away from actually being funny and entertaining?
That's a great question. I don't know. I think we might have failed.
Doesn't look that way.
Well, it's about suffering.
Yeah.
I mean, it's something about, it's a weird profession because you have to do it in front of people while you suck.
Right. Yes.
Like, that's a bizarre part of it. Yeah. And so if you're trying to make money and you desperately need to pay for your bills, and it's hard to get anyone to pay you when you're bad at it. So it's strange.
Hookers do that, too. Certainly on the professional. They learn on the job.
The hooker open mic scene is brutal. Don't do it. It sounds great. It's like a free haircut.
I think that's what you said. Well, it's good to have Judd because you trust somebody. Like he knows how to get it right. So if you figure you just throw a bunch of stuff out there, and he'll know what he's doing in the editing room.
That's true.
If not, it's like I'm clearly the bad luck charm in his career.
Well, don't you have to be
on Howard? If the ratings book came out and he was number 7, I'd be like, he'd look around the room and go, "What's different?" What's the reason we suck now?
Well, that's actually true. One of the great scenes in the pilot, and a big reason why I think we got picked up, was this amazing scene that Artie did, that Judd directed in the pizza place, where the film we shot on film, so you only have 15 minutes per reel, and Judd just yelled out like, "Artie, talk about what you would warn a new comedian about." And Mr. Lang here, I'm a mess and I can't, it kills it. Consummate professional, destroys the reel. Everyone applauds, like Nick Nolte doing an amazing monologue. People are wiping tears. Someone got pregnant. It was amazing. But that's Judd's genius, knowing this is we cast
what
a real
resonates.
guy with real stories, and we just let him talk to a real version of me.
I got to say, Artie, I read your book, Crash and Burn, and man, oh man, that is a powerful ass book. Your ability also to be as candid and entertaining at the same time, I think, is the skill set that makes you just such a great comedian. Because, there's a lot of soul bearing in that. And it's the Game of Thrones with heroin. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
It's an amazing thing.
And fewer breasts.
Only mine.
I'll say this though, I think you have a real solid dramatic capability. I know you're a Godfather savant. Why haven't you been? Does that entice you at all? The idea of perhaps dramatic acting, because I think you possess that ability.
I've done it before, where people cast me and stuff, where they just say, I know you can do this. Like a director will say, "I know you can do this. Don't worry about it." This guy cast me in a movie called The Fourth Floor. In like 1998. And I told my agent, the guy had seen me on Man TV, and he said, "No, I know Artie can do this." It was playing the murderer in this movie, and opposite Juliette Lewis and William Hurt.
Right.
And I said, "Listen, I can't go to the Yankee Padre World Series if I take this part." And it was being shot in Nova Scotia. And I said, "So I'm going to have like 30 grand on something I'm not watching on television." And it's my team, so...
You're Robin Williams in Good Will Hunting if he didn't meet his wife. I don't have to go see About a Girl. That's the riff of the year, I think.
I'm more like Goodwill Forte. I'm trying to think of a Will.
Goodwill Forte.
So he agreed to let me do it. I agreed to do it.
Oh, you did do it.
I did do it. It's called The Fourth Floor. And the director was wrong. No, I think it was. I did a good job, but it's so funny. Juliette Lewis and me have scenes together the whole time, and I was used to acting with people like Norm Macdonald, comedians who were trying to act. And in the first scene, I'm supposed to yell at her, and I yell, and she goes, "Ugh," and then I thought I really scared her, so I went, "Whoa, I'm sorry," and the director said, "No, she's acting." And I genuinely thought, but she was so sweet and got me through it, and I think I did all right, but I don't know. I would love to try that.
Yeah, I mean, it's something that, and
it depends on the material.
Yeah,
I don't think Marlon Brando would have been any better than the guy who played the skipper in
Alan Hale.
It's just crappy material.
Alan Hale in The Godfather would have been fantastic.
That would have been bad.
When you can call Luca Brasi little buddy, that's
I remember I was talking to Norm Macdonald. I was trying to get him to act in this thing, and
that's always
and at some point we said, Norm, you know what? We're not going to have you do it. He's like, oh, good, because I don't know how to act. He goes, you know how I act is I'll think of like a guy from a show, and I'll just do like a impression of him. Like this. I was thinking about doing Inspector Luger from Barney Miller.
I opened up for him doing stand-up once, and they would yell out stuff from SNL. I go, do Burt Reynolds, and he would go, I need the mustache. I never saw a comic just say no to something. He's
a method actor. Excellent. Well, good luck to you guys, and enjoy the evening in Philadelphia. So, Judd Apatow, Pete Holmes, Artie Lang, thank you guys crashing. I love it. We're going to take a break, and we'll be back in just a second. Stay with us.
Police are searching for a suspect who allegedly opened fire outside a nightclub in the Philadelphia section of Port Richmond. It happened at 11:15 last night at the Penthouse Club in the 3000 block of Castor Ave. Witnesses told police a gunman got out of the vehicle and opened fire into the crowd. The patrons then ran for cover, but they say it appeared 2 of the 3 men were the intended targets. Those men, after getting shot out, ran back into the club and eventually got into a vehicle without contacting the police.
So there were 15 shots. They were shooting at 3 guys, and no one was hit.
They don't believe anybody was hit.
Stormtroopers?
Many of the witnesses
Guys can't hit anything.
Yeah.
say they hid for 30 minutes, fearing they would be hurt. Police found no blood or evidence that anyone was hurt at the scene. They've checked area hospitals, but so far no one has come forward. Investigators found strike marks from the bullets and at least 15 shell casings. One of the bullets hit a nearby car and a neighboring building.
They walked single file to hide their numbers.
Hide the numbers, yes. And those shots, you can see in the marks that were too accurate. To be sand people.
Police say the suspect was last seen running down Castor Ave. So far, there's no word on a motive for the shooting.
Obi-Wan Kenobi, Christopher Walken. It was good, but the connection was amazing.
Yeah, it was wonderful to chat with him, and we've been doing that for a long, long time. Started with Vi Sikahema way back when.
That's crazy.
We tried to at least check in and see how things are going while the games are taking place. So it was cool. It was our one and only guest today, but we did enjoy our chit-chat with you. Post-Super Bowl extravaganza.
Yeah, the problem is that so few people watch the Super Bowl that we try to bring as much of it to you as we can.
Right.
Because, we think you might like it.
So you
probably forgot.
Get an experience from
it. Was on. I missed it.
Yeah. So that's it. That's our only thank you to do. Now we have to do our letter of the day for our Word of the Week prize. And there's only one person that we ever trust to get that information from. And his hair blows like a flowing mane.
He looks like Bon Jovi today.
Yeah, you do, man. It's really popping.
Like you're living on a prayer.
I'm living on a prayer, baby.
How'd you get so much volume?
That's my secret.
He doesn't want to give it up, Kev.
I know.
That's his signature.
I thought he was
Only my hairdresser knows for sure.
Pierre works on the dock.
Yeah, I am. Just got off the docks. And I came up here in my truck. And I'm ready to live on a prayer.
Yeah, man.
I don't know how you fit that truck in the elevator.
It's not easy. There was an elderly couple, too. They were going to 6, and I was going to 4. I said, there's plenty of room in my truck for all of us, ma'am and sir.
Ma'am and sir.
You going for cardiac?
You're so polite.
Yeah.
Yeah, ma'am and sir.
Ma'am and
sir, yeah.
I don't want to be rude.
The fact that you would let strangers get into your truck is so telling. It's the kind of person you are.
You grew up in Kentucky. That's how it goes.
Kentucky.
Kentucky. Yeah.
It's next to Kentucky.
We're Tucks. I'm a Tuck.
I like that they were going to 6 and he was going to 4.
They were going to 6 and I was going to 4. It's the name of my next album, If 6 Goes to 4.
It's great.
Yeah.
I was walking through the grocery store yesterday, and my daughter was with me, and we were leaving, and a guy just goes, Presbo!
Did he really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
And my daughter goes, where did that come from? And I said, Piero Bergi.
Well, there was
like,
one.
Why? And I tried to explain it to her.
You don't ask why.
Can't.
Yeah.
You ask why not.
Yeah, it just happened.
Look at this picture of JBJ. He looks like a baby.
John Bon Jovi. Yeah, he had a definitely a baby face.
Oh my gosh.
About him.
What I would call the cutest little baby face.
Yeah.
and the hair to go with it, man.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, there you go.
That song is hit number 1 35 years ago today.
I am aware of that, and maybe we'll play it.
Okay.
Ooh.
Nice.
Maybe, in fact, I'll start the coffee break with it in just a second.
That'd be cool.
I think that's what I'll do.
Nice. All right, should we do the letter, sir?
I'm thinking.
Here we go.
Preston and Steve on 93.3 WMMR.
Now, the Daily Letter.
The Preston and Steve Show is brought to you today by the letter
L as in living in Kentucky.
Living in Tucky.
Yeah.
We're going to give away a pair of VIP Mountain Fest tickets and an overnight stay at the Hilton downtown Scranton on Saturday, March 5th at Montage Mountain. And the package includes all-day lift tickets, ski and snowboard rental or snowboard rental.
Wow.
Mountain Fest T-shirts and a bunch more. And the concert features Spin Doctors and Verve Pipe.
Wow.
And fireworks display following the show as well. And you can ski, snowboard, or tube all day as well. That's a fun day, man.
It sure is.
Tickets and VIP packages are on sale now, and it's at MOMTN. So that's Montage Mountain, MOMTN .com/mountainfest, which is cool. And Montage is an easy drive, by the way. So that's really cool. We will be giving that away. What's happening on your show today?
Well, we're going to get into some love because it is that day. So every year on Valentine's Day, I do a giant love block, and then I reserve some time to be fair and balanced for some hatred songs, for a love that didn't go so well.
Right. Makes you appreciate the ones that do.
Exactly.
The one that does.
Exactly my point. So it's top heavy on the love, but we will get some love stinks types of songs in there too. So we'll be putting your thinking toques on, and Tucky people wear toques.
They wear toques.
They're tuk-tuks.
You know what? What lyric I was saying about of songs of hate is? Have you heard do you remember the song "Ruby" from Kenny Rogers?
Yeah, don't take your love to town.
You ever read the lyrics of that song? It's just flat out.
Really?
He's gonna kill her.
He's like paralyzed from being in the Vietnam War.
Oh, wow.
Ruby's running around banging everything in town.
Yeah.
And he says he wants to take his gun and put her in the ground.
Wow.
Right?
But
I was
first,
thinking
make me meatloaf.
Ruby,
Right.
don't take your love to town. I mean, the melody is nice and
Stay out
everything.
and let's cuddle. It's not like I'll blow your head off.
Yeah. Yeah. It's pretty wild. So
That's a whole topic of conversation, songs you've known for years. And then when you started really diving into the lyrics, you go, oh, my.
Didn't know it was about that,
Brown
right?
Sugar by the Stones is one of those. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
I didn't read the lyrics to that for 20 years after it was released. And I'm going, oh, my.
Exactly.
Things change.
All right. Well, great program coming up on the Pierre Robert Show. Stick around, of course. I want to thank our sponsors, Preston and Steve, program brought to you today by Acme. You can download the Acme app to see your all-new deals, rewards, and perks today. Visit acmemarkets.com for details. Also brought to you by Dunkin', the official coffee of the Preston and Steve Show. Tomorrow on the program, character actor Bruce Davidson.
Oh, he's great.
Who's going to be on is it the third season of Ozark? Fourth season of Ozark.
There's 2 parts to it, and he is in some of the episodes in part 1, which just wrapped up, and he'll be in part 2 as well.
He's one of those guys when you see him, you're like, oh, I've seen that guy in tons of movies. He's from Philadelphia.
Yeah,
Really?
crap. Delco boy.
So we're going to talk to him. Yeah, and Nick and Nick's dad and he have this weird little thing in common, which we'll bring to light on the interview.
Were they both in the Manson family?
They were not, no. Well, you know what? I don't know if Bruce was or not.
Okay.
We'll have to find out.
Tuesday, tomorrow, and more. That's it. We're done. What?
They were both in John Cafferty.
The Beaver Brown Band.
Wow.
Yes. All right. Rage on. Have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow, gang. Bye-bye.